I was about to say, that's actually a pretty popular thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Did you just do it?
I did.
All right.
Are we live right now?
We are live. Well, I mean, we're not live.
See, like,
but...
no, it was like our fucking like
send you guys the
seventh fucking
yeah, please. I'd like
video.
to know something.
We were recording it, and then he told me that, and I was like, why the fuck do you do that, dude? You could have told me sooner.
Hey man, it's like you're in a cafeteria, right? And you see this cool group of kids laughing and having a good time. You don't know what they're talking about, but you walk over, and then you're like, oh, I'm in the conversation now. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Except
those real quirky kids back in high school that would always like jump into everybody else's conversation because they were so cool with everybody.
Yeah.
Or they just like kick the hell out of people like in Cobra Kai.
I mean, kick people out of windows and stuff. Yeah.
By the way, really good series. I'd recommend it.
I need to watch it.
You need to watch the first three Karate Kid movies though, like the three Ralph.
If you haven't seen those yet, then get the fuck out of here. I don't know what you're doing.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
I saw the first one and I saw the reboot with fucking.
Oh God!
It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. Yeah,
it wasn't bad, but it wasn't anything else.
It's like, remember that time?
Yeah, it's just the same movie.
Like, see, like in that movie, you get Jackie Chan like making little kids beat each other up. And then in the original Karate Kid, you just have Mr. Miyagi beating the shit out of kids.
And that's what I'm here for.
But
kids getting beat.
If you watch it, you gotta watch Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, and then start it. Because all the characters are coming back.
Right, so who wins in their prime, though? Mr. Miyagi from the OG? Like, Mr. Han or Mr. Miyagi in their prime? Who wins?
Mr. Miyagi.
What?
Definitely Miyagi.
No.
Yeah, Miyagi
he
for
knows
sure.
Miyagi.
Seriously, I'm the only one who doesn't think Jackie Chan would beat his ass.
Well, it depends.
No.
Luke?
Are we talking actual Jackie Chan versus Pat Morita? Or whatever his name is?
Yeah, dude.
No,
Jackie
Pat
Chan.
Morita's a comedian. He's not gonna win.
Yeah, exactly. And we're talking.
He's gonna win with his brain.
And I think Mr. Look, Kung Fu beats karate every time.
Kung Fu?
Really?
Kung Fu, yeah.
Kung Fu?
Yeah, Kung Fu beats karate, man.
And that's how we get to our next topic.
And the newest Karate Kid was actually Kung Fu. Which is, I don't know why they call it the Karate Kid.
If we're talking about the characters, Mr. Miyagi all the way. Especially if you watch Cobra Kai, because you know about the rest of Miyagi.
Fair enough. I haven't seen. I'm not as caught up on the mythos of.
There's a lot more to Miyagi
though
than.
Honestly, if you did a modicum of research on this, you would probably not look like an idiot.
Just
hit
the wiki, and then we'll resume this conversation when you're educated.
No, I'm not gonna hit the wiki. I'm just gonna take that fat L.
Fair enough.
We're with fucking pride, baby. All right, so this week we've got 3 different guests with us. We've got Sam Thigpen, Jake Ferrier, and Ricky Meggs. I said that right.
You may recognize me from my podcast over on Google Plus.
You didn't give me a chance to say something.
Go ahead.
You have to reintroduce me.
We got Jake Ferrier.
Think about it.
He's a guest from another podcast that's recorded here in town called the Al Pacino Prison Scene podcast.
Am I supposed to say something about it now?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Actually, it's called Al Pacino's Prison Scene.
Is it his
prison scene?
No,
Prison Scene.
I really like that.
What did I say?
You said the Al Pacino Prison Scene.
Yeah,
in
case they're trying to look it up.
Check your facts.
Yeah, I will. Actually,
they don't care about your feelings. All right. Tell us about the podcast.
If y'all like watching...
Excuse me, do you even know anything about this?
About what?
Oh my god.
Do we like watching what? I'm waiting with bated breath.
Do you like watching stupid movies? The answer is yes, and if you say no, shut the fuck up.
The movie just watched.
And if you do, well then hop on over, boys. We got it all. We got
it all.
Movies?
Do we like watching bad movies? Do you remember we were like 3 weeks in a row? Look, early on in our podcast, 3 weeks in a row, we reviewed bad movies, and I was like, Luke, can we watch a good movie, please?
Look, honestly,
the irony has to stop somewhere.
Every movie is a good movie.
And this week we're back to form watching bad movies.
Is it?
It is. Food Fight 2012. Have y'all seen that?
I've seen.
I've seen like reviews.
I have tried to avoid that.
That is a genius of a film.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
it absolutely is.
Okay, we'll watch it. Come on your podcast and talk about it.
Okay. All right. Look.
Tell me about it.
Stars Charlie Sheen. All right.
Does it really?
It does.
Oh no.
He's a dog. All right. And
he's a detective.
Originally, it was completely computer animated, but halfway through, production changed, and it was mocap. And you can definitely tell the difference there.
Mm-hmm.
But they have a lot of references from like actual like critically acclaimed films. There's a poster for 12 Hungry Men, which is a reference to the film 12 Angry Men. But also, they have this way of exploiting. It's a noir film. they have this way of hitting every stereotypical beat in a noir film and exploiting the shit out of it. And it's amazing. When the femme fatale comes on, you're like, all right, this is now a
Wait,
bestiality
what movie
film.
are you talking about?
Food Fight from 2012.
You're talking about Food Fight from... Okay,
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
Jake, fair, dude. Okay, we don't really talk very much, but could you just do me one favor, please? Could you shut the fuck up?
No. And you know why? Because your opinion on this is invalid until you watch that movie.
Yeah.
You know what?
Check your privilege.
I can.
I'm just saying, man.
I gotta
What's
admit.
that movie about beans? Like
From what I've seen of it, I've seen a
Killer
review of
Bean.
it. I've seen a Nostalgia Critics
that's
review of it
one
like
of the
6
ones that's really
times.
bad?
All right.
Okay.
All I'm saying is, everyone who says this is a bad movie, you're not wrong. But that doesn't mean it's not a good movie.
I mean, have you seen, not to throw anybody under the bus here, but have you seen Fahrenheit 451, dog?
Which Michael B. Jordan?
No.
Or the other
No,
one?
No. The good
No.
The best
Oh,
one.
I haven't.
Yeah.
It
was
written,
in festivals.
written and
Yeah,
directed
the town cryptid
by
Andy
Andy
Farish.
Farish,
Andy Farish.
a
And
UNA
it is-
Oh, that one! Yes.
Yeah, you've seen
yes,
it,
I
dude.
have.
It
I
is-
have.
listen.
I have.
I've watched that
mistitled it.
unironically like 8 times.
Yep.
I
Yep.
love that.
It's awesome. I
Yeah.
want to get t-shirts and shit.
Andy,
We've been
yeah.
trying to get
I
those.
owned, I still own an autographed copy of Fahrenheit 451.
Really?
Autographed
I do.
by
I
Andy
have it
Farish.
too. Yep.
Yeah.
Where is he? Did
We
he,
went to the
did he
premiere.
die?
No.
He's in the reserves.
Reserves, I think he goes
National
to school
Guard,
in
maybe.
Alabama now.
He joined the military.
Yeah.
Okay.
But look,
okay.
we've been trying to work a way to get him on the podcast, like just do like Zoom or something.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
He
he
did-
did-
He's an
he did
urban
more than
legend.
me.
He's literally an urban
friend,
legend.
dude.
A friend of mine, she wanted to see some of the film students' films. And I was like, yeah, no, look at the schedule, see whatever works for you. And the one film she got to see
Oh,
Fahrenheit.
dude, I went there.
And I looked at her like, what'd you see? She's like, oh, I saw that. Fahrenheit 451. And I was like, oh no.
I would have been like, "Why'd you watch that one?"
Hey man,
I'm
that
like,
was in
what'd
the
you
George
think?
Lynch
She's
film.
like,
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
that?
That's where
film?
we got him.
No, we actually watched
we
it.
did an
He did a
interview.
Q&A.
Yeah, we did. I had Q&A. He sat
And like
right. Dude,
we had like questions for him and everything, dude. I asked him. Go ahead.
we went to the damn screening, and I sat down next to Luke, and he was like at the front with like a couple other people, and like I recognized him sitting here next to Luke, and he walks. There's like 10 rows of seats open. He walks and comes sits right next to me, and I looked over at Luke. I was like,
No way.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, give me your book, and I like got him to sign our books right next to me. I was like, dude, huge fan.
we told JP about that, and JP was like, "You're gonna create a monster."
Mike, I think sent me like a text and like thanked us for coming, like to support films. I was like, yeah.
But no, I asked him. I was like, are there any other like classic novels like this that you would want to like adapt into short films? And if so, would you ever consider doing a 1984?
Yeah, baby. Dude,
I would watch that. I would audition.
I would audition, but I'd be like, look, dude, I want to make sure you have absolute creative control. I wouldn't even offer to edit. I'd be like, no, you make this.
I'll
be in
it. It is
your
Andy
film.
Farish.
I'll be in this.
No, you know what? I want to see Catcher in the Rye.
He's a true auteur.
He is.
How
I take
long
that back.
is that?
True to his credit.
Of Mice and Men.
Like
That's
36
what I want
minutes.
to see.
But
Gosh.
he wrote it. He directed it. He did the cinematography, despite the fact that he was the star and was in every single shot in the entire film. He edited.
Not every shot.
Yeah, there's like two
Inserts or something.
tripods.
He's a true hustler.
that
Like,
he's
he
not
really-
in.
he
Well, I mean,
did
let's
work
take
for that
a look
film.
at another insanely classic and expert piece of filmography, The Room.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
it's the
The
same
Room has
thing.
nothing on Fahrenheit 451.
I think
Nothing.
Fahrenheit's more
Hey.
of with the level of Neil Breen films because like
Yeah,
he stars in it, he
there's a-
films it,
Yeah, the
he
thing
edits
about-
everything.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the
more of
thing
a
about
no-brain.
The Room is it at least had like a budget.
Yeah.
You know, I will say this though, having read the book, I read the book right after that.
Oh,
Having
I
the
read
book,
it before.
I read it after, and there's a lot of creative liberties he took as far as like elements of the story go. But that being said, you could honestly cram the entire book into 36 minutes. Yeah, it doesn't have to be an hour and a half.
But you know what he got? He was a fireman,
He was a fireman,
and that's what matters.
And in the book, it's not this said that they're raptors. I think it says that they're dogs. But he did a raptor because he had the mechanical. He wrote it around the prop that he had. It wasn't a raptor; they're mechanical dogs. I always thought when I watched it,
all these films are just like
when I watched
budgeted, are like put together by just
look.
virgins with too much money.
Well, look, I watched it, And I was like, really? In the book, there's like raptors? Like, I didn't understand that. And there's dogs. I'm like, oh, that makes a little more sense that it would be like fire dogs and they're just mechanical. It's a futuristic world. But I was
the only thing that I have
in the
to
film,
knock,
it's a
like
robot raptor. Yeah.
Like,
oh my gosh, I need to watch this.
Yeah,
Yo,
you
hey,
really
look,
do.
after the podcast, we'll watch it.
it's on YouTube.
It's like 30 minutes. It's great.
Yeah.
The only
best 30
thing that I
minutes
have to
you'll ever-
knock is that
I'll
Andy
have to
did
come
not
back and do it
actually
later.
become a volunteer firefighter for the film.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I have to knock.
He's not a method.
He's not method.
He's research.
I've seen 2 of his films, and in each of those films, his character contemplates suicide.
Listen, that
Which
is
says a lot about
Okay,
the
like,
auteur.
He's an
there.
auteur.
reminds
Yeah,
me
yeah.
of-
Listen, we are
of
watching.
Nick's film.
Listen, we are
Because
watching.
the movie also
the-
makes you suicidal when you
Listen,
watch it.
we are watching the internal struggles of a haunted man when we watch Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah, I
mean,
Andy Ferrish is Fahrenheit 451. He's an auteur. You have to put his name in front of it.
Yeah.
What
yeah.
is art besides expression?
Exactly. Self-expression.
There you go.
Yeah, like when you
Exactly.
talk about
That's what
Font
it's
of
meant.
Blood, you say Kurosawa.
That's what it's meant to do.
Become!
What are you talking about? Just because my brain is on another level that's so much higher than yours, Sam, doesn't mean you can look down upon
How long
me.
have you been holding it?
Holding what?
Wow, I'm really
You
glad
got brain
that
power.
you really
Yeah,
practice.
I charge up for
humility.
like a week before using
Okay.
it. I sit in my room and I'm just like,
It's like yeah. The reason you don't talk to Thomas for 2 days after you watch a movie is because you just sit and meditate your thoughts.
floating like a foot above the ground.
I gotta sin and I actually gotta go find my brain in the ethereal plane and bring it back.
He's a fucking
Yeah.
dude from Trial of Chicago where the dude's like, oh, you know, he's a fucking
Oh
poet.
my god.
All right, so speaking about self-expression, some Redditors last week did really self-express themselves into the economy.
Wow,
Wow,
what a
that was
segue.
certainly a
Yeah,
transition.
it's the best segue I could fucking think of.
Yes.
Well, I was like, we just gotta get off this topic, get to the next one.
Yeah, we gotta get off of
Fuck it.
what
Hey, man.
topic.
I talk all day about Andy Ferrish's
See, that was great. That wasn't even one of the
It's a good
topics we were gonna talk about.
Yeah, for real.
This was great.
That's really
we'll
what
be fine.
cements him as one of the great auteurs of.
Make sure when you talk, since you're sitting way over there, look at the mic. So
Okay, yeah,
Are
sure.
we gonna leave that in?
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's leave it in.
we're
Let's
okay.
leave it in. Me,
we only
not-
cut for like bathroom breaks.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
I thought it was called unscripted, not uncut.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, if we called it uncut, it would raise so
I
many
think that would technically
Terry Crews' uncut. videos.
relate to us.
It
I
would,
think I'm
yeah.
cut. Can I show you guys to
Look, Marilyn
till I
Manson.
find out?
Look, Marilyn Manson's missing rib and uncut penis. We all
I
know
need
this.
to-
So anyway, in a topic that you've never heard of on a podcast, a bunch of white guys are going to talk about the Reddit Stonks thing.
Yeah,
I'm
something
gonna-
that we're sure has never been talked about on a podcast.
By a bunch
Is
of
this
white
the
guys.
Certainly
GameStop
not. Certainly
thing?
not within the
Yeah,
last
the
week.
Yeah,
game.
All right,
game's
I'm
not
gonna
AMC.
abstain from this because I have no idea about it.
I
at
have a
all.
friend
Who wants
that
to
put
educate?
20,000 into AMC.
Oh my god.
He lost 10,000.
Oh no,
Oh,
buddy.
no.
He
The
put
guy-
20,000.
The guy took 8,000 after he sold his car, invested it all, and then he had 40,000 by like a couple weeks ago. Then put half of it in the AMC, and then AMC plummeted.
Oh
Bummer.
no.
You should have told him to do it into BlackBerry. I heard BlackBerry's going up now.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Are you guys
Blackberry's-
nerds?
Hey, now Reddit. Hey, look, there's some subreddit out there.
I've been.
Huh?
I've been.
So are you
doing
guys
stocks
nerds?
for
What
a
is
little
this?
bit.
Okay,
so what-
here's what happened.
Yeah.
A bunch of dudes on Reddit sacrificed themselves for the betterment of everyone else's jokes.
Not even really.
No,
at
they
this
didn't
point.
actually. They're
Yeah.
making money.
Like,
Yeah.
pumped.
Yeah.
They
So-
pumped. Well, they did until they
so,
froze
like-
the stocks.
Like,
Yeah,
the
they
thing
did
about
until they
like
froze
stocks is
them.
like apparently brokers can like borrow stocks and then sell them,
So-
but they have to buy them to give them back eventually. So they, when it was like $3 a stock, they bought a shit ton of GameStop, or they borrowed it and then sold it. And then Redditors were like, hey, let's buy it and drive the price up. So now it's $300, $400 something a
Yeah,
stock.
yeah.
And now all these rich people are having to buy these stocks back so they can give it back to who they borrowed
Yeah,
it from.
so
So they're
basically-
bankrupting companies.
So in the stock market, short selling is where you bet on a company
I
to
don't
fail.
care. Are you talking to me or are you talking to the
I'm
people?
giving. I think they understand
Well,
it, but you are the.
hold on. Are
Yeah,
you
we're
talking
providing
to me or
We
context.
understand.
here.
So
we
short
don't-
sellers. Short sellers
Sam,
basically.
are you talking to me?
Yes.
I don't care.
Okay, well, I'm
You
still going
can-
to talk about it. So, short sellers, what they do is they have stock, say it's at like $20.
Like their height or
Well, they if they bet on a company to lose, right? They have these stocks to sell, and they sign a contract where they have to buy them back at a certain point. And so, if they bet on to lose, they sell their stocks for say $20 and they have to buy them back at $15. So then they gain $5 per stock. Well, short selling is dangerous because you're not risking what you put into the stock market. You're risking your everything. So they're like, okay, well, GameStop is at 17. Let's sell our stocks because they're going to drop down to like $10. And then Redditors were like, you know what? No, let's make them buy back their stocks at $500.
So they got an entire Reddit, like subreddit or whatever, to buy into this stock.
A subreddit at 2.5 million users before this happens.
Yeah. So 2.5.
Damn.
Approximately at least half of that bought in initially. Now I'm pretty sure almost all of them have at least bought one share.
Yes. And even though they're holding it and it dropped from $500, it's still sitting at $200 to $300.
What I'm hearing is that corporate America is fucking evil, like I already thought.
Well, it's not exactly corporate America. It's short sellers. So short sellers,
they squeeze stocks.
Yeah, they can influence the market themselves. When they sell their stocks, it naturally makes it go down, and so then people freak out like it's going to drop. So then they all sell it. So they actually influence it to go lower, even if it's not actually.
They use their popularity among the higher class to
and the amount of
make
stocks
money.
they own.
See, this is why I don't have money, because I believe it's evil.
Yeah, is that why you don't have money?
I'm just trying to invest in
It's not because you
I
don't blow
spend
it all
that
on
shit as quick as I can get it.
Because it's bad. I don't want it. I got to get rid of it.
No, it's like I don't want the money. I want the video game.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
money's evil.
Video game's
video
good.
game good.
Well, see, the
That's a
stock
fair trade.
For me, the stock market is just a video game. I spent $100 in this game. I'm gonna see how much I can grow it for.
So
fun.
you are a nerd.
Well, no, that's only if you had NCAA. Look, I feel bad for everybody who like just bought like in the last couple of weeks maybe a copy of NCAA 14.
No,
for like insane prices.
Yeah.
And then NCAA 21 finally gets announced, and they're like, shit. Did anybody know that was happening?
no one. I think
I think they've been like talking about it for a bit because like the reason why they stopped making them is no longer a thing. They stopped making it because like they ruled that college athletes couldn't make money off of their own likeness. But that is not a thing anymore. They can do that now,
Thank
and
goodness.
ever since then, I've been like, okay, we'll get like an NCAA in the next 3 years for sure, and we did.
And Little did, Little like completely he knew, but little did I know, sports games are still popular. So
I don't know why, because they fucking suck.
Well, FIFA is like the highest selling game worldwide every year.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
Why?
And I mean, because a lot of people love soccer.
It's
and
the
I
same
think, look,
game.
If you think
it's the
sport
same game.
listen,
Absolutely.
If
And
you think
let's take a
sports
look
games
at-
as a whole suck, then you clearly don't understand why NCAA 14 was such a huge fucking deal.
Did you not
But I
play
will
Madden
say
08?
fucking
that
awesome.
that one thing that I personally believe
Yeah, Madden 08, dude.
is that we really need a new Mario Strikers game.
Yeah,
Please.
yeah.
Now that is a sports game.
What
I
about
will
Mario
play.
Superstar Baseball? Can we get one of those?
Yes,
again? Be a
please,
sequel.
man. Even though baseball is like the worst
I-
sport.
No, we need another Mario golf game.
Dude.
Haven't had one of
Please.
those since
But of course we
GameCube.
get Mario Tennis, right?
Dude,
like
I've
that's the one that
Yeah.
they
Who
launched
the
the
fuck
Switch.
I actually have a
Well, not
copy of
launched.
like
Tennis?
Mario
Well,
Tennis
like,
actually is
lame.
fun though.
Exactly.
Have y'all played Mario Tennis?
It did, yeah, I have.
It's
I
actually
owned the
really
game
good.
because it was the
Oh, it
multiplayer
is.
game to own before
Can we get
Smash
a,
Brothers
Can
came
we
out.
get a Switch Sports? I don't know. I don't think that's a thing. Like, it's
Yo.
like Wii Sports. but
Oh,
with the Switch
yeah.
controls. Can we get one of those?
Yeah, they did this
If
really
only-
stupid thing
Bring
for the
back.
Wii U.
What is the thing that
The
it's
board.
the
Fit,
Yeah.
the fit.
was it called? The Fit, the Wii
Yeah.
Fit.
Yeah.
Yo, bring back
Man, hey, man,
the
he-
Switch Fit.
Jake's got the fit at home, baby.
Dude, I'd be on it.
Look,
Dude, yeah.
I actually do.
I have a copy of freaking. I know you do. I saw it. I was at your place the other week and saw it.
That's
Dude,
the
he's
best
got-
thing
look,
ever.
You need to get a TV in that little closet of yours because you got so many freaking games and shit. You just like make that like a little game, like like at Walmart they used to have where you stand in
Like
front of the
fucking-
TV.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If I ask
Like
them to the doll's
Chris
house,
was
I
just
go
in
to
his
the
closet
play
for
video
the.
games.
Yeah.
Oh,
store.
yeah. That's where he needs to put his Switch Fit.
Dude,
Oh
they
my-
got.
no, Ring Fit is actually really good.
No, it is.
Do you have Ring Fit?
Yes.
Can I borrow it? I want to
no,
play
'cause
that
Caitlin
game
does
so
it, like,
bad.
every day.
Thomas said it
Caitlin
was
bought
though.
it.
I
and
can't
she loves
find
it.
a copy
like,
of
"Can I
that
come over and
anywhere,
play
and I
it,
want to
please?"
play
Oh,
it so
really?
bad.
Target?
I'm serious.
Yeah, and at
we have
Walmart
one
I saw
Target.
like 5 of them.
When?
I don't fucking know.
He's like, yeah,
Because
like 10 months ago.
it came out,
Yeah.
and I didn't play it, and then I
weird.
found out it was awesome, so I went like everywhere to try and find it, and I have not found a
He's
copy
like, man,
since I
yeah,
went.
he's like,
pretty
man,
sure-
he's like, I can't
I
get a
was there
PS5. They're
yesterday,
nowhere to be
and they
found.
have
He's like, oh, I
6
saw like 10 at Walmart.
Hell yeah.
Really? When? Where? Oh, well, I traveled in the future like 20 years, and they finally had restocked the shelves.
Yeah, it was the remaster for the Switch 5.
Oh my
Sorry,
god.
I didn't lie.
No, yeah,
Technically.
you can literally order a pickup and get it in 2 hours.
Fucking A.
That's kind of
$80.
Looks like we know what you're doing after the podcast.
I don't pay more than 20.
Yeah, no,
I'll have
it's
to
a
wait a
lot
little
of
bit
fun.
to when I
Yeah.
can just have $80 to drop on it.
Yes.
But, I mean, I get paid at midnight tonight, so maybe
Hey,
we'll
me
see.
too.
We'll see
I know.
how big that check is.
Yeah, order.
I
Actually,
just
I'm trying to-
actually,
order it then
I just
and then
finally, I
order
actually
it.
just got hired on like officially as an employee instead of
Nice.
just doing the freelance stuff.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. But now it means I get paid every 2 weeks. It'll probably help me save money because being able to just like on the dime, you know, be like, oh yeah, I'm running a little low. I did some work the past couple of days. Let me just call that in. I might actually save my money now, which is good. I'll be a little more responsible.
Speaking of saving,
Why did you decide to
honestly,
become an employee over?
They wanted me to.
I mean,
Okay.
I'm telling you right now, Mara on the stock market is going to double. I'm telling you right now.
Mara? What is Mara?
Mara is a company that mines crypto. So when any crypto does good, Mara does good.
If
You wanna make extra
I
cash.
buy, what are they at right now?
They're at 25 right now. I bought in at 20.
Listen,
Mid-
if you,
I
20s
might,
is
I might,
good.
I might drop like
The projection is 60 for this year.
60 what?
dollars a share.
stock. A share. Yeah,
I might drop like $100 on that
yeah that's what I did.
because I
I
definitely
was
won't
like,
have
and
more
it's
than
like,
that to
if I
spend.
lose 100, I lose 100. It's like I'm not losing like 1,000 or something.
100.
But if
That's
I-
fucking grocery.
but if
bro.
I-
yeah.
If I triple 100,
Oh, look at
then-
me. I
like
do
I said,
photos.
it's a
I'm so
$100
rich.
game.
listen,
I've done 2 photo shoots in a year.
let me tell you something. You can do that,
I just work
or
at
you can
Target.
bet on something you actually do know. I just won. I just won a little bit of money betting on MMA fights because that's something I know. So it's like if
Yeah.
it's not, you can make bets on just
Really?
about anything.
If
Yeah,
you
so
find,
there's
sports
actually
betting
if
is
you
where
find
it's
a
at.
company you love, just that you love them,
Sports betting is where
and
it's
they're
at.
low, like buy into them. I mean,
Put,
Yeah,
fif-
put a
put
ring on 'em,
$50K on the
Yeah,
Chiefs
exactly.
this Sunday. You won't regret it.
So there's actually a game on the mobile app store that's like Solitaire or Texas Hold'em, and actually if you play that, you can win up to $200. Have y'all seen those ads? Do you know what I'm talking
Not
about?
yet.
No, I have
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah, dude,
Oh,
who
no,
sponsored
I-
that
I-
with Raid Shadow?
I-
Who do you have? Who do you have to win this Sunday?
I couldn't give a shit
Is
less.
this sports
honestly.
now?
Never mind.
I'm talking about the Super Bowl.
no,
Who the fuck? What are? This is not. You are. I came here to talk about dumb geek shit.
All right,
not
well, that's
fucking
something
big
else.
brain stocks,
Big brain
and fucking sports. That is not why I'm here.
Well, we
Okay?
have- well, okay, we
let's
need
talk,
the revenue,
Let's
so,
talk
like,
about
we have to
something
talk
really
about
fun.
it.
All right,
Okay,
let's
so-
talk about something really fun.
Carvana.
Team Godzilla or Team Kong, and why?
Ooh, I got a stick.
All right, hold on. We gotta have an order to this. Chris, who do you got and why?
Oh, I got
So
Big
actually,
Monkey.
I think.
Easy.
Oh,
Hey,
hold
Shut
on,
the
sorry.
fuck up. I gotta tell you, Jake.
I've got Big Monkey gonna win
You got Big Monkey? Why?
because he big and he monkey.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Sam.
he got-
what do you-
Godzilla,
Hey, look.
easy.
Oh wow.
Okay, why?
What if
A giant lizard with plasma breath that's been defending Japan for millions of
Atomic
years.
breath.
Yeah.
And actually, in this
And
mythology, it's not millions of
a
years.
big
Okay,
monkey
Yeah,
Hey,
check
with
your
a
phone.
stick.
Sorry.
If you watch the trailer, he like stops the breath with his
Yeah.
hand. So
Yeah.
So,
like
What is
Godzilla.
that?
It's not a
Godzilla's-
fucking hand. He has like a fucking staff.
he
It's
did
Look
a
at the
stick.
trailer. What are you
No,
talking
in the
about?
trailer, he straight up
Do
just.
you know what happened?
No!
When a tree is
Look
hit
at
lightning?
it. Watch it right now.
I'm not pulling it up right
I'm
now.
pr-
Watch
I'm pretty,
it.
But
I'm
look,
pretty sure
look,
it's
here's the
the
thing.
stick.
You're wrong.
Well, hey,
It's a staff.
how about
your
this? How about
facts.
this? Let's say it's a stick, right? That's still a stick that's stopping the nuclear breath.
Where the hell did he get the stick?
But
It doesn't
li-
matter. He has
but
it. It doesn't matter where he got
It's
it
like,
from.
guys,
The fact is
guys,
he has it.
He probably went to the park
I
and
don't
found
want to
it
make
really
anybody
cool.
scared,
Guys-
but King Kong has a gun.
Listen, guys. Listen. I think we're all missing the big picture here. King Kong got opposable thumbs.
Yeah.
Dude, he also has Hammer Fist.
Shit,
He
that is
doesn't-
true. I didn't think
I
about
want
that.
to see Godzilla
Yeah.
punch
What's-
anything.
Yeah, I like.
Look, so here's the thing. I don't know if you
Like a
guys
fucking
have seen
T-Rex.
this,
Can we
but
just think about how
they
many
showed the
times Godzilla's
toys
destroyed?
for the movie.
A lot.
Godzilla is Godzilla, right? You know, we know what Godzilla. But,
What's a
but,
king
but,
to a
But the
god?
King Kong is comes with like an axe.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know how the fuck
Oh,
King
wow, what
Kong's
is
getting
this,
an
Golden
axe,
Axe or something?
but
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's gonna fuck him
Just
up.
saying.
This is God of War.
Big Monkey gonna beat his ass. I'm just saying.
All I'm saying. I have a question.
Sure.
So it stops his nuclear breath, but what about his nuclear farts?
Oh.
So we
a
haven't
big
seen those yet.
So Jake, who's gonna win? We've got Monkey and we've got what'd you?
Oh, he
what'd you
thinks
say?
Godzilla's gonna win.
Godzilla?
Well, let me qualify here. I've
Qualify?
only seen Gojira. That's it.
That's the only Godzilla movie you've seen?
Yeah, that's the only one I've seen.
Check for real. Shin Godzilla.
I've also seen
really good.
Skull Island.
Okay, yeah, so big monkey.
So
it's that Kong, but that Kong grown up. That was like Kong as a kid.
To make as well. I've only seen 1970s VHS tape of a Godzilla.
I've seen
Watch the 2015, 14.
Watch Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, my friend was actually talking to me about it.
That movie's crazy good. It's my favorite Godzilla movie.
I mean, I've actually got a horse in this race.
Dude,
I've
no,
watched
everybody
pretty
knows.
much every Godzilla movie.
Everybody knows it's the one from 1999. Jared Leto, Jared Leno, Jay Leno.
Jay
Leno fucking looking.
Jared Leto method act as Godzilla. Is that what you're saying?
It was Jay Leno with his fucking big Shin Godzilla.
Maybe on the weekends.
Roland Emmerich, I think, is who did that one. Matthew Broderick.
It was
it's a lot of fish. That guy, you don't
It was
remember that?
bad.
It was really bad.
Alright, so Mark,
it was fucking horrible.
Oh wait, no, you haven't answered. Who?
Godzilla, hands down. I mean, look, guys. You know, that's all I'm saying. Think about it.
Look, I think it'd be a close fight, but when King Kong rears back and gives that right hook that's so hard that it caves in Godzilla's snoot, he's not gonna be able to breathe fire on him. He's got it.
That's why he has his fire farts.
That's right.
So you're predicting fire farts.
I am predicting fire farts.
You want to put 20 on that? No.
I'll do it. I'll fucking do it.
I'm not putting 20 on that.
I'll put 20 million on it right now. It's
gonna happen. Is it an IOU when you lose?
No. Yeah, when you lose.
Oh, is it when I lose?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, here's the thing. I'm on the production team.
Oh, are you?
So I already know.
Wait, you are? So if they're still filming, you are on it actively. They're still making the movie.
I say that. This is a secret. I really wasn't supposed to tell anybody, but you know, I'm kind of excited. I am Godzilla.
Oh, it's crazy, dude. Because like the thing is, I didn't realize it was you in that shitty costume.
Can I get your autograph?
I've been King Kong.
I don't have opposable thumbs.
He doesn't.
You see me? I'm King Kong.
Oh shit, dude! Take that shirt off.
All right.
Good
one.
If you could see Sam's fucking arms and shit, oh my god, Jesus Christ.
I'm King Kong.
Dude, I just want to do Jello shot out of his belly button.
Please.
I would.
Okay,
Not
so
a Jello shot.
It's currently 2-2.
It would be purified
No,
water.
but literally, hold on
So
now. He really is just a big monkey.
Yeah, he's gonna kick his ass.
I don't even know if he's what are they called? Titans?
Yeah, he's gonna kick his ass.
Like, what are the ones that control the other monsters?
He's got the Godzilla and King Kong Stonks.
Also,
in his
Godzilla,
portfolio.
I mean,
In my portfolio,
he's
yeah.
killed Getsuga Tensho or whatever.
What did you call him?
Getsuga Tensho? What's the big space one?
Okay, but this isn't the same Godzilla.
Yeah,
That's what you
this is
think.
specifically the
mythology,
Godzilla
yeah.
from like
Are you telling me
2014,
there's
dude.
multiple Godzillas?
Yes.
What if they all come out of the woodwork?
Oh shit, dude.
Oh, dude, monkey's fucked at that point.
Yo,
So,
this man.
this is the biggest King Kong that there's ever been. So if all the other King Kongs came out, it wouldn't be shit. Like the one from Peter Jackson, like 25 feet tall.
I mean, I'm just gonna like.
I mean, think about King of the Monsters, bro. This man was like ka-chow, and then he won.
Bro, he almost
Kong.
he had to have somebody go and like throw a nuclear bomb at him to save him. Like he was
Here's
dying.
the thing.
He was
Well, also
losing.
11 is in this universe, so and
The
she's wicked. She's
architecture-
wicked
Yeah,
strong.
the thing nobody really asked for to come back from the last movie, the family. Like
The architecture of
This is
the
a fucking building?
of the Empire State Building
Okay.
wins. King Kong climbed that thing and it didn't move.
yeah, that was a smaller
Didn't
King
move.
Kong.
Yeah, that was a much
That
smaller
was-
King
and
Kong.
now it's a
This
bigger
King Kong is
Empire
as
The one
big
from,
as the Empire
the
State
one
Building.
from this one right here is I think 300 feet high. The one from 300 feet tall. The one from like Peter Jackson's was like
Okay.
25 feet tall.
Okay.
The thing is, I really want to see, like, okay, so the one thing that I have to say is, I think that Godzilla has an advantage due to his technological and biological prowess, right? But I do think that if we see King Kong's cock, that King Kong has a real chance of winning. Because that is an entire third arm in and of itself that he has access to.
Gorilla penis size
assuming
is
he'd
like
be
the
aroused?
smallest compared to
Yes,
his
but when
body.
you have a gorilla that's as big as the fucking Empire State Building, it's still big
his
enough
arms-
to
his
slap
dick will be as
somebody.
big as my arm. If that's the
And-
case. Like,
Okay.
Lizard
See,
dicks are even bigger than that.
So here.
Oh my god!
here's
Imagine
the
a red
red
rocket
body.
from fucking Godzilla
It's
coming out
literally
of
a tail.
nowhere and shooting a laser.
Here's
That's
the,
where that
the
magma
real
red comes
question
from.
though. All right. After
Fucking Magnum
Godzilla and Kong fight like 2 or 3 times, we know that they're not gonna fight to the death. We know that it's gonna end with another thing coming out, and they team up to beat that thing. Who do you think it's gonna be?
Mothra.
I would like
Why?
to see.
Mothra's good.
I love Mothra.
Why would they fight Mothra?
I gotta do my
Mothra, you know,
research.
she's
I
feeling
think-
angry today.
I think it's either gonna be
She's
Mecha
pissed.
Godzilla
She's
or Mecha Ghidorah.
That's the one.
King
Yeah.
Ghidorah.
Ghidorah.
Did,
Yeah.
did Ghidorah die in the last one?
Yes.
Did it?
Wait, no.
You know,
Who's
bear
Oh,
the?
in
yeah, I got
mind-
fucked, dude.
No.
The
I
dragon
didn't
with the
see-
three
That's the
heads?
one movie
No,
I
not
haven't
that.
seen.
That's not what I'm thinking about.
Bear in mind,
I haven't seen it.
King of the
like I
Monsters.
said,
I need
the
to watch
only
it.
Godzilla I've seen,
But
there
I'm
was
trying
a
to
scene
remember.
in that film on VHS that he fired one bullet at two people standing far apart, and they both went down.
What?
Yes, so there were two people far apart, and the bad guy fired a gun at one of them, and they both fell down, even though they're on completely different planes.
Ooh, that was loud.
So
the one from
my experience with
space?
Godzilla is some of the worst filmmaking I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, they were not known for their cinematic prowess.
Or the bullet physics, unless you're talking JFK.
Oh well.
Because that thing curved.
Yo, let's see
Like,
the mood of
U-turn.
it.
so-
it did a U-turn.
so I think-
it's one.
So realistically, we have said King Kong. You two said Godzilla.
Destroyer. That's who I want to see.
Who do you think?
Okay, again,
I want to see Reggie from
I
that.
think
mean-
Godzilla has a technical advantage, due to his biological and technological advancements or whatever. But I think that if we see King Kong's cock, he's got a real chance.
Okay, if we don't though, just what we
Okay,
know
if we
now,
don't see King Kong's
who wins?
cock, I mean, you can infer,
Yeah, big monkey wins, right?
No, big lizard.
Wow.
Here's the thing. All right, listen. What is a king to a god?
Hey, he just answered it right there. That's it. Game over.
Dang.
Now, King Kong. Now, we also have to figure out:
Kings
is
have
King
doubts.
Kong atheist? Does he browse Reddit? Does he have a fedora?
Yeah.
Because
Did
if I
he
see King
invent-
Kong take off his
listen.
fedora and go, "Milady," it's over for
Did
Godzilla.
King Kong invest in stonks? That's
Did
the
he?
question.
Did King
Does that
Kong
mean
start
I'll
it?
win?
Did his big monkey hands type out? Is he deep fucking value? More at 11.
Well, he lived on
That's
an
the end of our
island with no
podcast.
technology.
So this leads me to a question that you actually brought up. That got brought up apparently when you were in high school. And I've been thinking about it. It's okay. It wasn't
know?
planned, but
Do
it
you
just
know?
this
Look
made
on
me think
Luke's
of it.
face. Holy
No.
shit.
It's like what's cooler, dragons or dinosaurs? And tell me why.
Oh my god! If you say
What's cooler, dragons or
Fucking
dinosaurs?
dragons.
I wanna hear their
What the
opinion
hell?
before I say
That's
something.
not a fucking question.
Dragons, you
Wait a
said?
second. But what? Okay. Well, first we have to define what a dragon is, and also define what a dinosaur is.
Well, see, that's
what
where
do you
I'm
mean
Why
when you
is it
define what
a-
a dragon
why
is?
is
That
it a
means you're
dragon
uneducated
dinosaur?
in this topic
Yeah,
anyway.
no, that's where I'm going with it. They're the same
Because they
thing.
weren't real.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs?
No, dragons.
No, dragons are real. Fucking Komodo dragon. Hello.
Okay, so wait, are you telling me you think Komodo dragon is cooler than every dinosaur? Is that what your position is?
No, what I'm
'Cause-
saying is
wow.
dragons are real. Dinosaurs. Have you ever seen a dinosaur
Yeah.
yeah,
alive?
we see
Yeah.
relatives like all
Yeah.
the time, dude.
Birds.
Chickens?
Birds exist.
No.
Well, birds are not
Alligators.
A
birds.
dinosaur.
Alligators.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's
Alligator.
the Oris in alligator? Every dinosaur has an Oris in its last name.
Wait, so is your position that dinosaurs?
Bronchiosaurus,
So
Tyrannosaurus Rex,
is it pterodactyl?
Pterodactylosaurus.
That's not how that goes.
Pterodactyl is not a
Dolores,
species.
not her. I hate my name.
It's a group of species.
Dolores.
What's megalodon?
it's
Was
the
technically a
pterodon.
dinosaur.
Megalodonorus.
Pterodon's a dinosaur.
Pterodanosaurus.
Okay, so
That's not-
the
shut the fuck
scientific
up.
name
That's
for
a
an
scientific
alligator.
name.
All right. Let me
Hold
tell you
on.
something.
My brain
Listen.
hurts.
I would say dinosaurs are cooler than alligators, and alligators are cooler than Komodo dragons. So a Komodo
Okay,
dragon.
so-
So I mean,
Bro, Komodo dragon
are
will eat
stupid.
No, yeah, they will fuck you up.
Oh yeah. So will
They'll just like
alligator.
gum you to death with poison. Shit's
Yeah,
whack.
Have
Yeah.
you ever seen an alligator?
Yes.
Have you ever seen a Komodo dragon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen a dinosaur?
Have you ever seen an alligator
seen
and a
the
Komodo
rain?
dragon in the same room?
Holy
Have you
shit.
ever seen
the rain?
Now that's a question.
No, for real though, dinosaurs are so much cooler than dragons.
They
because,
really are.
Because there's multiple types of dinosaurs. There were, and they expand. They lived. They were real.
Yeah.
That's the dinosaurs existed.
They also may or may not have been furry. We have no idea.
Yeah.
But here's
like
my
the idea
thing.
of them with feathers.
Here's where
They
we
look
get
way
into
cooler
a
with
little bit
feathers,
of qualifying debate. Is dragon a species?
There are
Four
multiple types of
limbs,
dragons.
or four legs, 2 wings.
There's Chinese dragons.
Well,
that
so
are like
then
luck
so then there's
dragons.
that doesn't define a dragon then, because there's Chinese dragons. There are
They typically have wings.
like
don't they?
there's
No.
like the dragons
A lot
from
of them
Harry
don't.
Potter.
Yeah,
There's
luck dragons
wings
don't
I
have
would
on
consider
for
those
the
dragons,
dogs.
those are wyverns and proto-drakes.
I would.
Look at me, I'm smart.
For the sake of the
Yeah.
argument, I would still consider them dragons. Even with them considered, infinitely more dinosaurs.
Dragon these balls.
Infinite.
across the face.
Oh. Now here's the real debate: are mascots just professional furries?
Very athletic furries.
They do have they do have to jump around.
They're just professional
Are you
athletic
saying all
furries.
furries
They
are furry
do have to
forms,
jump
or-
around.
Yeah.
All
As
furries are what?
athletes
You think they're
do.
not athletic?
It's like
I mean, some of them
So
might be.
is
sweat at their
every
job.
furry
Are they
now
really-
a mascot?
I mean, just like an actual
They're
furry.
not.
You're only an
Except for
athlete if you
I know
jump
the
around.
difference. The difference between a mascot and a furry is that a mascot sweats at his job. A furry just sweats at his hobby.
Well, what's the
There we
difference?
go. Yeah.
Why can't a hobby?
That's why they're professional furries.
Wait,
That's-
so what if the
That's
if
true,
he's
yeah.
not what if it's like the Trojans? It's like he's dressed
condoms?
up as a person.
Well, okay, here's my
Does
question.
that make
then.
him a furry?
Here's my question.
Because he's not an animal.
Well,
He's
here's my
dressed up
question.
as a big human.
If in order to be like a Trojan horse, that would mean you're dressing up like a furry to trick other furries.
And to
Trojan-
getting
I never
inside
said
of you.
Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Which you don't
No,
really
no,
have to
those
My
are
train
favorite
horse,
basketball
an
team,
actual
yeah, the
Trojan.
Trojan horses.
Oh.
No, I'm talking about Trojans. Like
The
the
condoms.
muscle shoals Trojans.
Oh, like Brad Pitt.
Oh,
or
the
like
condoms. I got you, bro.
or like the pirates. It's like
Furries
are
don't
they
use those,
furries?
so.
Are they furries?
Yeah, I think they're just cosplayers, dude.
There's
I don't think so.
cosplayers.
Yeah, they're just
Oh.
cosplaying the mascot. They're
Hey,
just
yeah.
cosplaying
Alright.
the character.
But there's
Question.
So
no
is
fur.
Jessica
Question.
Newbury a furry then?
Technically, were all the Trojans that
No,
infiltrated
she's a
that
cosplayer.
She's
kingdom,
dressed
were
as
they
Pikachu.
all furries because
So?
they were in a big
That's a
horse?
character.
The
It
horse-
can be an animal
Yeah,
character.
but the
Technically, they
horse
were
doesn't
furries.
have fur on it.
Okay, I'm gonna go to a con,
Does it have
dress
to
up
have-
as Tony the
Wait,
Tiger,
does-
and if any furry comes up to me to try to say, "Hey man, sweet costume," I'm gonna rock his shit.
Question.
Because I'm a cosplayer, not a furry.
Well, hold on. So does it actually have to have fur to be a furry? Could it be someone dressed up as like a lizard?
I'm gonna ask.
This is the argument.
That's a scaly. There's a whole
These
other
are-
Is that
I
a
just
thing?
made-
Yes,
you're
that's a
like,
thing.
Trojan horse.
Wait, man. He sounds very, very defensive attacking me about that. Like he's like, no, that's a totally different thing.
Well,
you
I'm-
fucking idiot.
We're trying
You
to
made
get
the
to
exact
the
same
point
argument I
of
just
the
made, and
conversation.
you lied.
What is the
And
point
so
of this
I'm
conversation?
correcting-
You tell me what the point of this conversation is.
Wasn't it like our mascots like
We live in a
professional furries?
society.
No, it was who wins King Kong
We
versus
live in a society
Godzilla.
that demands
That was
entertainment
another one.
every day for free.
All right, let me
What?
And that is why King Kong would beat Godzilla. Thank you. I rest my case.
hold on.
Next
now.
topic.
Let me
Nope,
let
nope.
me no no,
Fair
let me
enough.
let me.
I
this
see
is-
the
this is-
point.
I got one last thing to say.
What?
What are they called again? What are they called again?
What are what called again?
The thing that we jumped out. Like, are they
Furries?
We have jumped 3 fucking
Furries?
topics, Jake.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. There's fur in the word.
Point proven.
You
I
have,
don't
yeah, it
think
has
that
to have fur.
necessarily
You have to have
proves
a fur suit to be
Does
a
that
furry.
make me a furry then?
Are you in a suit?
My skin's the same.
Technically, if he's
What
really
the
hairy
fuck?
but he wears a 3-piece suit, is he now furry and in a suit? Or does the suit
My
have to be
skin
furry
is a
itself?
suit
Well,
over
see-
my
see,
Does
now-
a woman who wear animal fur, when they wear animal fur, does that make them furries?
Yes.
It
And
did-
Someone tried to ask me, are tacos sandwiches? I'm like, no, it's one piece of bread.
No, it's a taco. You
And
idiot.
also, sometimes you can have corn tortillas, and those are not flour, so there's no bread. It's just corn.
Well, see, now we're talking
Oh
about
yeah, let's
semantics.
just put everything in the boxes. Sandwiches.
Okay,
Yeah,
here.
no,
Exactly.
Hey
it's
guys,
just a
guys,
taco.
guys.
Why do we have
Okay.
to put labels on things? Why can't we just
So,
be on a commune or something?
The informal noun definition for furry is an enthusiast for animal characters with human characteristics. In particular, a person who dresses up in a costume as such, a character, or uses one as an avatar online. All right, so
I
if
rest
we
my
go-
case.
If we go there,
I rest my
however-
case. Fur's not the
So
issue.
you just trust everything.
However,
that's on the
Yeah.
dudes, our mascots,
Dude, every
enthusiasts.
single time. That's why I just lost a bunch of money when I invested
I
in
don't think
GameStop.
Let me ask you this: have you ever seen the?
They don't
internet?
have to be. They can just do it
Huh?
as their job.
Have you ever
know?
seen the internet?
You lost money in games.
No, actually, nobody's ever actually seen the internet. We've seen
I'm sure some people have.
maybe.
Like,
think so?
like
Do they have
the
those-
guys that like made it?
Do they have those glasses from Magic School
Speaking
Bus
of the
where
guy
you can
who
see the
made it
sound
is
waves?
against
With the
net
friends? No
neutrality.
way.
I am
Cruising
too.
up down Main Street.
It does blow my mind that you can like there's like this like
I said the guy who created the internet
You can
is
store
against
information.
net neutrality.
on something that's not actually there.
Using nothing but
Yeah,
electrical
I am
signals
too.
between wire.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean,
My cell
yeah.
signal
Yeah.
is so
In
much
other
better
news,
than
the
my
compact
internet.
disc
I'll
is going
accept
out of
it.
style.
Do
I'm
it.
real bummed
My
about
cell
that.
signal is so much better
If
than my
you
internet.
can't
Get some
see it,
floppy disk. We'll
it's
start.
not real.
sometimes
All I'm
mine
saying.
is.
Mine's always is. Mine is.
We should switch everything back to analog. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Don't know where that was going.
Yeah. I really don't understand
Alright, I'll
the
tell you
point of
where it's
digital
going.
like sex toys. Like, I
I'll tell you
don't
where it's
understand
going.
Where'd my phone
Godzilla was created by
go? Somebody
energy,
take my phone.
but King Kong was
that. He
created
was
by
mutated,
analog.
wasn't he? I'm pretty. Wait, isn't that the lore they have with these last few movies? That he was mutated, right?
Man, what happened?
He's like this primordial dinosaur that
Way
just
over here.
like. Yeah, he's this primordial
Okay.
dinosaur that was mutated
that's
via
because-
toxic like radiation and stuff.
That's because
like
That's
what he was.
America didn't want to
I
be
don't think that's what
exposed.
Godzilla was. Godzilla was an
Oh,
depending on
shit.
which mythology you're looking
Maybe
at.
it's been
in,
too long since
in
I've
some
actually
of them,
watched
he was
those
like an
Godzilla films.
iguana. That was
In,
Yeah, I know.
in
Originally,
the
he was,
original film Gojira, the original Japanese release, He was a reptile who was mutated because of the atomic bombs dropped by the U.S.
That is true.
Godzilla
and in the U.S. version, which came out 2 years later, because we were in class for that. That's right. That's right.
Oh shit! I forgot about that.
Hold on, there's a.
What was the one from 2 years later? It was like the U.S.
It was the same thing, except instead of being mutated, he was already there, and the atomic bomb created vibrations that awoke Gojira, Godzilla.
So less responsibility.
Exactly. It wasn't our fault, really.
U.S. filmmakers and accountability just.
Hey, he was already there. It wasn't our fault.
I know in the I feel like in the 1999 version, it was led on that the atomic. It was like an iguana that was mutated from like.
No, that's the shitty 1998 one.
That's what
I'm reading it right now.
That's what I said.
Okay.
Was it? Am I right? Was
yeah,
it
you're right.
That was,
it was an iguana was caught in a nuclear test in Polynesia in 1968.
Which one has the cover is just a big old foot?
That is the 1998 one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is it 99? Is it 99 an I?
I don't know.
All right.
It's the same movie.
Legendary
but
Godzilla.
It started off so cool.
Legendary's Godzilla kept the connection to the nuclear incident of 1954 from the original, but altered the circumstances of the event and what it meant for Godzilla. It was mentioned in the 2014 Godzilla that the military's test in 1954 was actually an attempt to kill Godzilla, an ancient creature that had lived for thousands of years. Godzilla survived the nuclear bombs, however, and returned in 2014 to battle the Mutos. So
that was the one. Yeah,
the one that King Kong versus Godzilla is he is a ancient, like super ancient deep sea creature. Not unlike the very popular Yu-Gi-Oh card, Super Ancient Deep Sea King Coelacanth. Anyway, sorry, flexing a little bit there. Sorry. Anyway, but this one's different in that he was attempted to be killed, but then mutated or survived. So he wasn't actually created from the nuclear bombs. In the original 1954 film, yeah, it's got it right up here. Thank you, Screen Rant.
Yeah, we covered the 1954.
Okay, I'll cover the 1954
we covered that
already. Sorry, I was looking this up while you were talking.
I think it was actually 56 and 58. I think 56 is when the first one, and 58 was the second.
The first screening, I know this. The first screening, which was not to the public, was in 1954.
Okay. Well,
yeah, so they premiered technically in 1954, but it didn't actually hit the screens or whatever until 1956.
Oh, okay.
All I know is that Japanese visual effects were not very good.
Yeah, well, I hear Shin Godzilla's effects are actually pretty cool.
Shin Godzilla is fucking awesome.
It is. They are actually
that movie
incredible.
is
The thing is, though, is they can afford to do that with their limited budget on that film because Godzilla very rarely moves in that film.
I'll be the first one to say it. There have been 2 good King Kong movies. Only 2.
Yep.
Peter Jackson. Well, I guess maybe the OG one for the time. I wasn't there.
Like way back when?
Yeah, like in the 1930s, I think.
Yeah, when the walls.
That one, Peter Jackson's was good, and Kong Skull Island was good. It wasn't great. It was okay.
For those of you who don't know, Peter Jackson directed the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
And the Hobbit trilogy, but we're not going to talk about that.
He also...
That's why I didn't bring it up.
I like the Hobbit movies. They're really
tested
good.
some of the CG he
I'm with you,
was
man.
going to use in Lord of the Rings.
Besides,
Are you going to say they're better than Lord of the Rings?
No, God, no.
Okay,
Please don't. Okay.
Well, you see,
no.
he has...
Don't put words in my mouth.
I didn't. That's
A
why
lot
I
worse.
asked. Are you about to say that?
I mean,
Well,
so,
hey, no. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Yeah.
I like a lot of things that add more context to stories. So with Star Wars, there's some problems in the updates, I will admit, but a lot of people hate the scene with Han Solo talking to Jabba the Hutt because of how bad the CGI is. But it adds so much more context,
Yeah.
and I love it.
The only thing I don't like about that scene is that Greedo's clearly there, and it takes place after he killed him.
Yeah, but context doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What? Wait, he kills Greedo. He shoots Greedo in the bar, goes and talks to Jabba, and then when he's talking to Jabba, Greedo's right there. It's the same Greedo. He's not.
We're gonna spend 3 hours on this.
You don't know
Let's go back to Hobbit. The Hobbit adds more context to the whole story of the ring.
Yeah, but the
and
book
I
already
enjoy
exists.
It also had that really nice
Also,
soundtrack.
Boba Fett is
Ed
actually
Sheeran on
introduced in episode 4 with the redo because they had it. They had the footage. They shot it, but they didn't.
I thought you were going to say he was introduced.
See, I
in
never got to
Hobbit.
also watch Lord of the Rings movies in
so
theaters. I
like
only
when
ever watched them
Obi-Wan
on
shows up
tape,
at the Two Towers, like I just I got nothing.
Did we talk about Mandalorian on the last one?
I think we did, yeah.
I
With
think so,
Geiger,
yeah.
I think.
I just Boba had me think about Boba Fett, dude. They brought him back in such a cool
With
way.
Mandalorian, though, have y'all seen the Corridor Crew video? about that?
Wow, I have
About which
no
one?
idea what you're talking
The
about.
CGI.
No, where they redid Luke Skywalker with deepfakes.
Oh yeah, I've seen
yeah,
that
yeah,
actually.
no, it's
Yeah,
real
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Is it really good?
It's
Is it
really,
good.
It looks better than.
It looks better
he did in
when
the
it
show.
comes to the acting, because the original one, Luke is kind of just like he's staring off into nowhere and his eyes aren't moving at all and stuff like that. There's a lot of issues, but as for like obviously the look, it's like they didn't have a young Luke Skywalker or the resources to make it look perfect. But as far as the performance,
random person
it
did?
looks so much better. They deep faked Luke Skywalker's face on it.
And it looks better.
Yeah,
You're
it looks.
telling me that
looks
Disney didn't have that budget? That this random person did?
Disney was probably just like, let's just.
Here's what I
him.
don't appreciate about what Disney has done with The Mandalorian.
Disney actually kind of
and
did
it's
do a deep
it's
fake,
not
but it
it's
wasn't
not
that good.
because of anything story wise. It's that they have updated when they have it uploaded for everyone to watch. They release it, right? It's kind of like the guy that was in the background, and like everyone pointed it out, like, oh, there's a guy kind of behind a corridor over here. Then they re-uploaded it where they cut that out. And I think that once you release something, if you want to do a re-release as like a special thing, like George Lucas when he did the re-release for the Star Wars, it was years later, and he marketed it as a special re-release with updated stuff. They are going back into the films. They are taking them off and putting them back on with the updated effects. I don't think that's cool. I think once you put it up, it needs to be up. Because
like,
go ahead.
it allows you to change anything. It's like with how things are these days. It's like if something like offends someone in some little way, they can literally just delete it from existence.
Well, also, it's like...
And it's like, well, I mean, maybe it's kind of important. You know? It shows the time.
Well, some of the most fun times watching movies as a kid was seeing things like the guy in the background and pointing it out to my... Or the guy with the cowboy hat.
Cup in Game of Thrones.
Or the cowboy hat in Pirates of the Caribbean. Like the guy wearing a cowboy hat. It's like you point that out and you tell all your friends about it. You all get together, you watch it. Like that's always really cool. Mm-hmm. But when they can just get on there and change it, I think they should keep it, because it's like you made this, you ran it through your testers. If it wasn't ready to put out, you shouldn't have released it.
Which is kind of interesting, because like you can literally, your film could be in post-production for as long as you want it to be, because you can just re-release it without anyone knowing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You could make edits and no one would know.
Yeah, you just keep updating it. I don't know. I think that,
I don't like
and
that.
it's not anything big. It's small things. It's nothing super huge. It's because they updated it with newer effects for his face.
Did they?
Yeah, they did that a couple times.
I didn't even know.
And they did it when they had the guy that was in the background, and it's like, well, just if you do a re-release, market it as a re-release and make sure everybody knows. But don't do it and be like, yeah, it's the same thing.
That
it's
is
not
kind
the
of
same.
difficult with the releasing. Like they don't want to have another thing that's
So don't.
Mandalorian.
Give patch notes.
Well,
Yeah.
also
Exactly.
Disney's fucking evil, so...
Even patch notes.
Disney's the worst.
Yeah.
I fucking hate
Even
Disney.
patch notes would be cool. Yeah, if they did patch notes with it, but they
Too
said
bad they make some great stuff sometimes, you know?
Yeah, honestly, kind of pisses me off.
Yeah, it makes me...
Fuck you! Oh, a new season of The Mandalorian, oh, fuck yeah!
Yeah, they both started...
It's like, oh, bro, fucking,
Boycott Disney!
Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, oh, blah, blah.
They started and ended the Spectrum series of games, and like I'm really mad that Disney had a hand in that, you know.
I don't like that
did like
the new
Spectrums.
movie
Spectrums
coming out.
Slave to society.
Look,
all life is consume product and then get hype for next product.
Have you seen The Social Dilemma? On Netflix, his documentary. Absolutely check it out. Now, be aware of what it is while you're watching it. And when I say watch it, I mean watch it. I told my roommates to watch it, and they're like, okay, yeah. And they were watching it, but they were also like not. They were like, oh, checking their phones sometimes. They weren't watching it. You're not going to get it all the way if you don't watch it.
You're not going to get like almost any film if you're not actually watching it. I hate people who just sit there on their phones and like just talk or text or whatever while a movie's going on, and then they're like, yeah, the part's coming up, and then they miss it. It's like,
you know who you just sounded like just then?
Who?
Who's the fucking guy from Lilo and Stitch?
I
With
don't
the
know.
one eye.
Oh yeah, dude.
Did you hear that?
A little bit. When you say that.
No, but I absolutely agree with you. Like, okay. Perfect time to get into Cyberpunk. So here's the problem with modern.
Social politics.
Video game
Media.
industry.
Okay.
So current modern media is that with the emergence of social media and the idea of scrolling, we have become our attention span, and this is everybody knows this. Our attention spans have become increasingly short, right? And when that happens, obviously we can't pay attention longer, right? And so what's happening is that the things being released are shifted towards, that idea. And it might have been happening already. Like, we saw this in UHF, which we're going to get to eventually. But a lot of movies nowadays, and they always were, they always have been. But like a lot of movies being released now are just insanely action-packed, and that's how they're being marketed. And what happens is just every, minute, there's just a new insane action that's happening. And I talk about this in my Real Steel episode on the Opportunities Prison Scene podcast, is that there is this level of sensationalism that occurs. Things just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and more insane and wild. Eventually, there's going to be a point where it's just too much, but we've already succumbed to this idea of sensationalism. And that's the problem with a game like Cyberpunk. Is it a good game? Technically, well, software, no.
Yeah, that's up for debate, yeah.
But if you look at it on the outside looking in, shout out Scooby-Doo, then you see that, this is a game in our modern era that would be considered good. But the problem is there's just a lot of stuff in it.
The problem with Cyberpunk was investors. The investors were getting on their backs and basically forced them to release the game, or else they were going to pull their money. However,
and that's true, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the content of the game.
Oh, I was talking about why. I was trying to branch off and talk about why the game came out.
And you're absolutely right. And I do think that is a part which I've mentioned earlier. Is that fucking corporate America is fucking evil. I know this is Polish, but corporations are illegal. But there's just so much stuff.
Illegal or evil?
Evil.
Oh, evil. Okay.
There's just so much stuff in this game. CD Projekt Red had The Witcher 3 before this, and that is a beautiful cinematic masterpiece.
But it released with a ton of bugs, too.
It did. But there's just so much story and so much relatability with these characters that you really feel emotion for. There's stuff to do, but everything feels like it belongs. Mm-hmm. Like contracts, you feel immersed when you go to these monsters. And some of these you have, like with werewolf and intelligent creatures.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about Cyberpunk.
No, this is The Witcher. You have to make a moral decision. But in Cyberpunk, they're called gigs. And you show up, you kill people, you get out, you get your loot, you get your money, you're done.
Yeah. Yep.
And
does it feel colder?
It does. And somebody,
you don't get the warmth. Yeah.
And there's also you
don't get context.
Although I think that is also part of the game.
And I'll get to that. But then the people who assign your jobs, you don't ever see them. They call you. They're like, hey, I got a job. That's it.
Yeah.
You go to the job.
But what's the cop that sends you on every fucking gig in the game?
I have no idea. I haven't.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't even know her name.
Exactly.
There's a lack
of
personal connection.
How many hours?
So that's the thing about Cyberpunk. Are you saying there's a lack of personal connection within the game?
There is a lack of substance.
Yeah. No lack of content.
Yeah.
Take
great lack of substance.
The content and the quality. I mean, for comparison, the quality of of how Cyberpunk is made compared to something like Undertale.
Oh,
Undertale,
absolutely.
You can play an entire game and not kill a single person because it's your decision to get.
Yeah. That's part of what made. And Undertale had a great heart.
Yeah, exactly. No pun
intended. That's indie.
The kind of part that only an indie game can.
Yeah.
That's and
that makes me think of To the Moon.
You have decisions.
Fantastic. Made an RPG Maker.
It's literally it's RPG Maker. It's literally a guy that just made sprites in Photoshop. And
no, he bought sprites to make To the Moon. Yeah, To the Moon
well,
is.
I'm talking about Undertale.
Oh no! He did make
his. Them.
In fact, Undertale started off as an Earthbound ROM hack.
Yeah.
A Halloween. Only for Halloween, he released it to this little community thing that he had going on. It was I think it was for one of those I don't know if you guys watch Simple Flips, but he does these ROM hack competitions. It was something like that. He made it for like this specific like Halloween themed thing, and then that's where Megalovania came from. You can actually find the original like Megalovania. It sounds a lot different because it's actually using an NES or SNES hardware. But then he was like, everybody was like, man, this is so great. It almost feels like it's not Earthbound anymore. And he was like it feels like it's its own thing. And he was like, you know what? I'm like super talented, like way too talented for my own good. What if I just did it myself? And then he's like, what if I made it not Earthbound? What if I made it my own thing? And then he did. And so a lot of the concepts from that game, you know, like almost the entire combat system came from that Earthbound ROM hack.
Yeah.
So
and like for Cyberpunk, you have this entire world to explore and all this stuff, but it never really connects with you.
Or amounts to anything.
One thing that I want to compare...
Because, like, you haven't beaten it.
I haven't beaten it either.
Spoilers.
Oh, well, damn.
Spoilers.
I haven't beaten it.
Oh, spoilers. I haven't played it.
Super
Okay.
early in the game.
Oh, okay.
The first character we meet, Jackie Wells.
Yeah.
Oh, man, rip Jackie.
They kill him off immediately.
Dude,
I cried at this man's death.
Look.
And then they give me shit like everybody else. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about these people.
They didn't. It's one thing to kill him, but then they didn't give us anybody else to connect to afterwards.
It sounds like...
No, they did. They gave us Johnny, who's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
It sounds like
And it's Keanu.
the problem with
Keanu.
Cyberpunk
Yeah,
is
like,
it's
I
a
love
problem
Keanu
of,
Reeves, but... I mean, come on.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And the best, I'm not saying this is the best opening for the game, but in my opinion, the best one for caring about shit. I forget.
Jackie?
No, Jackie. Sorry, for caring about Jackie is the Corpo beginning because he's your friend and you like. You already get to dive right into how cool they are with each other, but in the other one, it's because
the Street Kid opening.
I've seen it.
That's my favorite. I've played through all three. The Street Kid, in my opinion, is the best. It's great. Like, which one did you pick?
Nomad, baby, all day.
Dude, Nomad's pretty good.
Let me tell you my biggest problem with Cyberpunk.
In Street Kid, you get hired to go
So
steal
anyway,
a car.
I think that the biggest
you get there
issue
and
with
like
Cyberpunk
you're about to pull
seems like
away
it's a
with
problem
it, and
with
he just
world
walks
building.
and puts a gun to your head, and he's like, "Nah, I'm taking this."
Yeah.
And then cops show up and like beat the shit out of both of you,
Yeah,
and then
that's
you're
funny.
like sitting out on the stoop outside this building, and he's like, "Well, that sucked. You want to get some lunch?"
And so Cyberpunk totally had the ability.
Ricky wants to make a point.
Okay, anyway, so I think the biggest problem with Cyberpunk, it sounds like, I actually personally haven't played a game, so I don't have a horse in this race, but it sounds like it's a problem with world building. You know, when you play games like Bloodborne, you know, we're going to go to like the Dark Souls series and stuff like that, everybody constantly talks about like the lore in those worlds, but yet the game rarely ever actually gives you any actual like story besides like the main plot. But Cyberpunk, it really feels like y'all are complaining about issues of, you know, characters not being deep enough.
Well, no, exactly, and that's my point. Is that Cyberpunk doesn't have room for that.
It doesn't have its own lore that you have to actually find. It
Yeah,
sounds like.
It doesn't have lore because like there are like a shit ton of like fuck, I remember what they call them. It's like the things that you can pick up that are like recordings.
Oh,
and shit you
yeah,
can read.
yeah.
Like there's those, but
There's like the Skyrim books is what they are essentially.
Yeah.
No one reads the Skyrim books.
I read the Skyrim
Except for the
books.
Lusty Argonian Mage. You always
read
give
the
that.
Halo
That's a
books.
page turner right
I
there.
like the Halo books. They give you some good lore.
They're not in the games, though. We're talking about, like, in the games.
Oh, wait, there's Skyrim books. Oh,
No, the
There's,
actual
like,
books that
books
you
in
pick up
Skyrim.
in
Oh.
the game. Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually read them. They're yeah. The Lusty
Yeah.
Argonian Mage is the best one.
I want to go back to you talking about sensationalism. So
yeah, that's a pretty good point.
people,
I know.
we see a lot of films that do all this crazy stuff.
Okay.
Oh,
No,
yeah. Like so, take for instance, Fast and Furious, right?
Oh,
They
fucking
do
love those
a
movies.
I've never seen a single one.
So
He's like, I hate
despite
sensationalism.
the,
Fast and Furious is where it's at. baby.
So with Fast and Furious, they do all this crazy stuff now, but like, yeah, you feel for the characters, but the action itself, you're just kind of like, I mean, it's just another thing. But I think it's coming around though, because we see John Wick, right? Mm-hmm. We have constant action, and you feel that action because it is long cuts of just straight action instead of cutting around crap like.
Yeah, like
We
like-
actually
like
also
the
care
Marvel
about John
syndrome.
Wick
Yeah,
though, as a character.
Marvel
like,
and
taken.
yeah,
Yeah.
And you do care about John Wick too, but
You care about John
when it comes like action
You
and
care
crazy
about
stuff,
John Wick.
You
things
will.
just gotten things just gotten more and more crazy at these films to where you're kind of like you don't even bat an eye at the crazy stuff that happens in them.
Yeah.
But when it's something down to earth of like John Wick is kicking ass, it's like that's something that like can actually happen, and you're seeing every single movement.
but
and so
think
you
about-
actually feel the action.
Yeah, but what happens at the beginning of John Wick?
He loses a dog, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Dogs are great.
Not only does he lose his dog. Well, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah, I'm
Not
just talking about that though.
Well, but
Exactly.
but this is where these movies that are coming out lack in, because they don't have this emotional beat at the very beginning of the movie that we feel for. Mm-hmm. Like, not only did John Wick lose his dog, seeing a dog die in a film is like one of the worst emotions a human being can feel. Not only that, but his wife is dead, and that's his wife's dog that died. So there is so much emotional pain and content for us to feel in that.
And it does make you feel the action more because you're pissed off just like him.
Did you know that the dog turd on the front lawn in that film, or the backyard or whatever in that film, was actually digital? Yeah, it was not actually really bad.
I didn't know there was a dog turd in that film.
There was a dog turd in that film, and it was all CGI. They CGI'd the dog turd. Some animator who just graduated college.
Conversation
Look,
like with like the shallows, like
listen,
postman, like communication theory, and over here he's like, the dog shit in the lawn on that movie.
Well, no, I just
it's CGI.
Well, look, I was just thinking about that. I was like, man, some animator got out of college, and his first job is like, so what'd you animate today, buddy? Dog turd.
Hey, man, he's made more money than I have animating.
Living the dream. Living the dream.
Yeah.
No, I agree with all your points.
Yeah.
Well, also don't just shout out Postman, The Shallows.
Dude,
don't shout that shit out.
No, dude, I love those books.
They're good. I read them for class, but I'm saying
Theory,
don't just shout those out and be like, I'm deep. Postman, The Shallows.
He went straight into it.
Inspirationalism.
He went straight into it with the attention span thing. No, I read those books before we were in comm theory.
You read them
because he's so deep.
Class?
Yeah,
I read them for class.
We read them in high school.
Because his brain is so much bigger than yours.
Which class?
It was an English class.
You read those in an English class?
Yeah. So basically, what my high school did is that our senior year we did complete. It wasn't just history. We had a government class, and then we had the next semester we did economics. Mm-hmm. So the same thing with English. We did English, and then we did like communication and things like that. So they actually tried to prepare us. I mean, they didn't do a very good job, but like. We read those books.
No, yeah. We read To Kill a Mockingbird.
we read that in 11th grade.
That book is the racism bad.
We watched the movie.
That's what that book's about.
What?
We read the book and watched the movie. Yeah.
To Kill a Mockingbird is just racism bad.
I thought you were saying what those idiots online are saying. We're like, it's racist.
No.
But like, it's literally the opposite.
That's the whole point of the book.
Right?
Well, that's like people were talking about.
That's why like people want to ban it now because they say it says the N-word.
They want to ban it because racism bad.
It's about racism and how it's terrible in the early 1900s.
People went after not Johnny Depp, RDJ. They went after him because of the Tropic Thunder. He played blackface.
Oh, yeah.
But that was the whole point of the movie. Was that like, he was a white in the movie? He was a white guy playing a black character, and he got the whole point was that that was stupid and bad.
It was 2008, and
it just happened. As if people forgot that it just happened.
Yeah.
He was actually nominated for an Academy Award for that one.
He should have won.
I didn't know that.
He should have. I agree. Heath Ledger won posthumously for.
The whole point is that racism bad, and it's done as a joke. It's like Always Sunny. Why has no one gotten mad at Always Sunny?
I think plenty of people
They
got
did
mad
an
about
entire episode where there were black people.
Yeah.
All right. That was a very good conversation.
They weren't in blackface, though. I guess that's important to say.
So, you mentioned Undertale, but I want to take a more recent game, Death Stranding.
Oh.
I haven't played it.
Death Stranding is so deep, I love walking.
Death Stranding is what I would say the exact opposite of like the kind of game that Cyberpunk is. Death Stranding is empty. It is barren. And yet somehow, at least in my opinion, there seemed to be so much more life in it. It felt so much more lived in, And it is a game, at least in my opinion, that I was able to get immersed in more than I have in any other game. It is.
I was just gonna ask in the way that
Did you raise your hand?
I did because I didn't want to just speak over you. I didn't want to just. Well, no, I just did this because I raised my finger because I didn't want to speak over you, so I was just waiting on.
Yeah.
So my question is, so is this your opinion? Is that Cyberpunk is big and filled but hollow, whereas Death Stranding is large and empty, but you can feel where people. It feels like people were here.
Yes.
And that there were stories here, and that there was there was something here, but now it's gone, and that's the whole point of the story.
The difference between those two games is one gives you too little of like a world.
Please don't do that.
Okay, gives you too little of a world, and one gives you like way too much story.
But it doesn't. It doesn't. And
30
even
minute
if, even if it does.
Why have a world so big if there's nothing in it?
Exactly. Yeah.
But
I do
even
agree
if
with
it
that.
does,
it's to make the character feel alone.
Even Final Hallway.
Exactly.
Like the point is like Sam is alone.
He is.
And if you fill the world with a bunch of shit to do, how are you going to convey how alone he is?
Like,
I mean, we have
take
these
Final
huge...
Hallway 13. I mean, Final Fantasy 13. It was just a hallway.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
But at least it had
FF13 is Hallway
something.
Simulator. Yeah.
Final Fantasy 13 was just a hallway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just walk down halls the whole
It's
game.
just one long hall. All the dungeon
like that's a
design was
meme.
just
There's
one
like
hallway.
there's like
It's a John Trine.
One
did a video
chapter.
on it called Final Hallway 13. It was hilarious.
there's like one chapter where the game is completely open, and then you beat that chapter, and the game is no longer completely open.
Yep.
There are these... I would agree with you that there isn't
Bro, that
there's
was a joke. Final
two
Fantasy 13 is terrible.
little things in the world, but like Luke said, that's exactly the point.
I didn't say that.
What did you say?
I said that game gave you way too much story on the front end. That that Kojima was just basically flexing his ego for half of that because he puts all that unnecessary stuff that you would normally find like in pages and stuff in the cutscenes. And that was my only criticism of that game. Like I didn't the actual open world stuff. Like I've only watched him play it like a handful of times, so I don't actually have an opinion on that.
I would disagree with you on that point where there's too much stuff in the beginning because once you get to the end,
It all pays off.
Yeah,
is there actually a payoff?
absolutely.
Good. I'm glad.
Absolutely.
I've heard the opposite from everybody else, but okay.
Well, and this game is very divisive, and I would say that there's a reason to it. Because society has turned to sensationalism. There are...
See, that's what Kojima
That's
meant
hey,
when he said they
America-
just didn't get it.
hey, that's why
said
people.
Americans
That's
were
why a lot
stupid.
of people didn't go watch Blade Runner. Is that they were like, oh, it's too long.
so
It's
good.
too
It's a
long.
slow
It's too
burner.
slow.
I freaking
But
love that movie though.
it's one of my favorite films.
beautiful.
You know what I find interesting though?
And that's what I was going to bring up about sensationalism was that Blade Runner did a great job of not falling into that and it still being interesting. And when the action did happen, it was riveting. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was really good.
It wasn't just action.
And you talked about that. And you talked about that emotional hook in the beginning when he's like, you've never seen a miracle. That whole thing with like Dave Bautista gave a great performance for what little time he was on screen.
Of his
Which
life.
is
Yeah,
amazing.
He killed it. And he's like, you're happy cleaning up shit because you've never seen a miracle. And then he like has to shoot him and like, man.
It is so cool.
And that from that part of the scene, from that moment, I was like, okay, we are in for a fucking treat.
Yeah, we were in for a eye-opening film.
Dude,
I felt bad because like I watched that movie in theaters with two friends of mine that had never seen the original Blade Runner.
Aww.
And so like when all the stuff like starts happening and like you find out like who's in the casket.
You're a bad friend.
Why am I a bad friend?
Why didn't you show them the other Blade Runners?
I didn't know that we were at the theater. And
Okay,
they're like, yeah,
okay.
I've never seen the first one. I was like, are you what?
So they're bad people.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
yeah, I didn't get to see
like,
it
I
because I didn't watch the first
I
Blade
didn't
Runner
either.
until after this one came out.
I was
Yeah.
freaking out. Like
That's the same
when we
here.
found
Same
out
here.
who it was that was in the coffin, I was like, what?
That's like seeing Captain America, shwoo Thor's hammer, and never seeing any other.
Yeah, you're like,
Marvel
why is that a
films.
big deal?
Yeah.
And everybody in the other film's like, whoa! And this guy's just like,
No, everyone's
Okay.
doing that, and then Thor's over there like, I fucking knew it.
No, what I find interesting is that so the
Car,
attention
you're so
span
worthy.
has gone down, right? Which I think there's a big push of like shows, like almost everything Star Wars is now going to be shows. There aren't really going to be any more Star Wars movies.
Are there not?
No, they're doing
That may be
almost
for the
all
best.
shows.
They're not going to do any more movies?
They're not planning it. They're planning on doing miniseries,
Oh,
series
what?
and stuff
I don't
like
wanna
that.
do more
Yeah.
Star
So
Wars
it's
movies.
kind of interesting
That's gay.
because,
That's
yeah,
dumb.
I agree.
which I hope it's wrong, but it's
I
kind
don't
of
mean gay in
interesting.
like a bad way, like that. I don't.
Canceled.
Anyways,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Give it 6 years. Someone's gonna dig this podcast up and be like, "Oh wow."
And now
He
we're
said the
all
word.
connected.
you're gonna be
Yes.
at your Oscar speech,
No.
and
And
it's
they're
like,
like,
hey, this guy said gay.
"This guy said that's gay," and I'm like, "Did you guys not grow up with like South Park? Like you guys didn't grow up in that generation."
But I find it funny is that like the attention span's gone down, so they're not watching long movies; they're watching episodes. But then at the end of the day, it's a longer form of content. It's just in sections. It's longer than a movie. I find it kind of interesting. It's just the movies have gotten longer. They're just splitting them into episodes now.
That's true, but think about how long
It's so
some
that people will watch it.
stupid ass white girl could spend swiping on TikTok.
Right?
Hours at a time. Even though these chunks of content are only a minute long, they will spend hours.
I didn't know that I was a
Yeah,
stupid ass
exactly.
white girl when I wake up in the morning. I scroll through like Facebook and share memes.
Don't worry, that's not the only time you're stupid as white girl.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, yeah, I just didn't know that I was because of that.
Exactly. It's like
And
they're
I-
watching little
yeah.
videos, but they do it for like over an hour.
And I don't mean this. She doesn't listen to this. My roommate, I walked
My
in last
wife.
night. She was watching she had The Walking Dead on. She pressed pause, and she was scrolling on Instagram. I come back out of my room 2 hours later. She's doing the same thing. And
Was it paused in the same spot?
Yep.
Oh, fuck, dude.
And I was, like,
Ow.
bro, you're consuming my electricity and my bill's going up. What are you doing? And that was my real problem. But
Yeah,
also,
turn off the TV if you don't want to watch it.
But also, yeah, that same idea applies. We're getting these chunks of like minute-long videos, yet we're on them for hours upon end.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, that there's a much deeper-rooted problem in that.
Yeah,
Is
Satanism. It's
Yeah.
The pillaging of the people of
What'd you
the
say?
country of
Satanism.
Hawaii.
Yeah.
Shut up.
But distraction.
Mm.
Absolute distraction.
Satan is distracting us with baubles.
Will you stop?
We are in an age where nobody wants to deal with their problems because it is easier to just forget about them, just to consume. And I'll bring it back to Death Stranding. That's why it wasn't for a lot of people, because the game isn't fun.
The game asks you to wait, right?
Right. Well, it isn't fun at all, at least in my opinion. Now, I had a great time playing it.
It had fun parts, but no, the game's not fun.
Yes. Like when you're fighting Cliff, that's cool.
Yeah, well,
Is
it's
Death
like
Stranding
if you
like
got
the
if you got an
quick
extra
time
hour
thing?
before you have to go somewhere, you're gonna spend that hour playing Fall Guys, Among Us, or you're gonna spend that hour playing Death Stranding, where you're gonna be walking for an hour.
Among Us.
Exactly.
So it's like, what are you
And
gonna do?
There's this level of delayed gratification, but you're
when the
carrying,
imposter is sus.
those 2,000 pounds of shit on your back, and you're stumbling around, and fucking BTs are coming at you, moves you're trying to do shit. But then you get to your delivery, and it is so much more rewarding
And it's
gratifying. Exactly, because you're like, look at all this shit that I just went through to get here. And now it's a fucking
it's
game,
like-
of course.
It's like in Cyberpunk, you got these people who's like, oh hey dude, thanks for bringing me my laptop back. Whereas in Death Stranding, they're like, yo, the thing that you just gave us is like gonna allow me to wake up in the morning and not die right now.
Not only so there's that connection too, but yeah, like you
know that the mission you're on is important.
right, and you feel its importance, and you feel the struggle of carrying that. You feel the loneliness. Now the map is the U.S. and it's a game again, so it's condensed, but you are traveling the entirety of the U.S. There is fast traveling, but you can't take anything with you. So
So you can't like deliver from here to here, but like jump
As
to
if they
here
can
to
see
make it
that.
quick.
Wait, so the entire map of Cyberpunk is the U.S.?
No, Death Stranding.
Oh, my
Death
brain was
Stranding's
like,
map is
what
Now,
America.
Cyberpunk's a single city.
Yeah.
Y'all
Nice
probably
city.
won't agree with this, but I do think that even if you have a really good story, there's a really good purpose behind it, you have intent when you're creating something like a video game, at the same time, I do think it is also imperative that you make a fun game.
Oh yeah,
At the exact same time.
At the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
That's a thing that's like, Death Stranding can have all of this stuff in it and be this super deep thing that Kojima has probably when he was on coke when he was making it. But at the end of the day,
Yes,
opiate. Sorry, my bad. I forgot the drug of choice. Anyway,
Oh my
but at the end of the day,
You're canceled.
wow. How
Excuse me,
dare
sir, it's opium.
Anyway,
Oh no, losing now.
no limits. Anyway, but yeah, you just still need to make a fun game, man. Because you could tell me like, man, but this game is like so deep and everything. I just don't want to.
Well, but see, that's why
Just wanna play it.
I said I enjoyed it. Because there's a difference between fun and enjoyment.
do
Dude,
you
that
do you
is
maybe
true.
mean
That is
appreciated
true.
it?
No.
Oh, okay.
The Irishman. I fucking hate The Irishman. But I appreciate the shit out of that film.
Oh, film. Okay, I was about to get
I
really
feel,
offended.
that's how a lot of people feel about what's that movie that it's Martin Scorsese, Raging Bull. It's like
I haven't seen it.
Or Taxi Drivers. Like they hate the movie. They hate the way the movie made them feel. where they appreciate how good it is.
Right, exactly. So yeah,
Okay.
there's appreciation, enjoyment, and fun. Fun, still, I feel like fun lies in that level of distraction. Now, you need fun. Absolutely. I'm not, disagreeing with that.
Sometimes you need distraction.
Right. True. You come home after a long work day. Your 9-to-5 job that you hate, but you got to do to pay the bills. You come home, you pop on some Community, and you're chilling. But then there's enjoyment with a let's say a film like, this is one of my favorite films, and I know that you watched it. I don't know about you, Marriage Story.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
it's great.
Great fucking movie.
That
Dude,
film is
heartbreaking.
not fun.
It's
Oh
not.
yeah, no, dude.
But
It's
I-
her is not fun.
Her
is
is
not
brutal.
fun.
Strangle me with a
It's
dead
brutal.
cat.
Dude, her is not a fun movie. Dude, that's the worst line you could quote from that. When there's so many great, beautiful lines. Her's my
That's the
favorite
only one I
film.
remember. Yeah,
Her's
yeah,
my favorite
yeah.
film.
I still want to watch it. I still want to
It's
watch
great.
it.
Dude, I don't think right now would be a good time for me to watch it.
Yeah,
But maybe some other time.
it's grueling though.
But you enjoyed it.
Oh, dude, it's my favorite
Exactly.
film. I love it.
Exactly.
It's hard to sit through, but I fucking love it.
And another one of my favorite
It makes
films
it hurts me.
is You Can Count on Me. I don't know if you've seen it. It's got Mark Ruffalo in it.
Mm-mm.
I don't
But
think
it
so.
is boring. Okay, actually, Patterson. Adam Driver. Great film. You should watch it. Dude, this is such a boring fucking ass film. But it was so real.
Yeah.
It was not fun, but I enjoyed it.
A Ghost Story is like that too. Ghost Story drags like crazy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that movie's boring as shit. There's
Still
one.
like it.
There's one scene in A Ghost Story where it's like a 5-minute one shot of just this woman sitting on her kitchen floor eating an entire pie.
Oh, but I bet it's beautiful.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, but like the movie's boring.
It's
Yeah.
like staring at the painting. A
It's-
painting for 15
it's
minutes.
fucking out of this world, dude. It is. If you haven't seen it,
A Ghost Story?
A Ghost Story,
Okay.
Yeah, it's really
starring
Affleck, Casey Affleck.
yeah, Casey Affleck.
Yeah. And
Ben
who
Affleck's
played his
brother.
wife? Who played his
I
wife?
don't remember. I'll look it up.
It kind of reminds
Okay,
me.
so-
Of course, I always bring things back to my favorite TV show. But
Which is?
season 5 of Survivor was
Oh, I hate you.
one of the most boring seasons I've ever seen. But you could not stop watching episodes because Brian Heidick, it was the meanest person you'll ever see on TV. Like, he was so mean and terrible that you were bored to death watching, but you just couldn't stop
Okay,
watching.
Okay.
It was like you were so
who
emotionally
played- was
he
invested because of
contestant?
how angry. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No,
Can you put that over there,
Yeah.
because they're
But
picking it up.
I'm gonna call. One second. But no, he was just so hated that you're emotionally invested in it.
All right.
And then at the end he wins, so you get really upset still.
Okay. We need to move on to the next part.
Oh, but I like
Keep
talking.
good time. Oh, and when we do this, you're gonna have a big chance.
Okay, all right.
This is gonna be fun, so you may
this
not
is
like
a-
it.
This is
Oh,
a-
okay, yeah, you're probably right.
This will be fun. I hope it's supposed to be fun, but this is a first for our podcast. We're gonna play a game. I don't know who all of you guys I told what the game is. You're going to have to pitch me a film, and the way that this works is I'm going to pass these cups around to you, and we have actors, cameo, and titles. You're going to pull 2 names out of the actor's cup.
Okay.
You're going to pull 1 cameo out of the cameo cup, and you're going to pull the title of your film. And you have to construct, based off of that, you have to pitch me a film based off of that.
Well, all of you have already lost.
So I'm going to shuffle this around, and we're going to pass this. This is the actor's cup, so
pick 2?
pull 2. Don't look.
I mean, they have to look eventually anyway, right?
Well, not right now. But,
Okay.
All right. There you go. You can go ahead and look, Sam, because you're going to be going first.
Oh,
So
can I look?
you can look as you get them. Go ahead and pull
that's
2
right
out of there.
Yes.
I'm not playing. I'm gonna
Oh
co-host.
my god.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh!
Pull 2. And we'll get to them in a second. All right, pull your cameo. Pull your cameo. You get 1 cameo.
A 1?
I don't even know
A cameo.
This
This
is-
is cameo. Okay.
From the. You don't. Okay, draw. If you don't know what that is, then just get draw another one. Okay.
talking
You got yours?
about.
For
I'm
everyone
co-host.
for everyone to know,
Oh, so you don't do one.
for
Oh,
everyone,
yeah.
I'm taking one back from Sam because he just doesn't know who this is, and if you don't know who it is, you can't really pitch it. For his cameo, he drew SpongeGar.
You don't know who
and
SpongeGar
now
is?
SpongeBob as a caveman?
Draw the title of your film.
He has a name?
Hey,
Yeah.
Yes, they
He's
say
just
it in the
Alright, here we go.
episode.
Hold on.
I don't know.
Draw
SpongeGar,
the
Patgar,
title.
Squidgar.
All right, hold on. What I'm passing right now is the title of the film.
Have you seen all the stuff about how like
There you
SpongeBob
go.
Facts knows more about SpongeBob than the official
Alright.
SpongeBob Twitter?
So
Hold on, is this a reference?
nope, it's just a.
It's the title of your film.
Title of your film.
Okay.
I
So
need
here's
to
what we're
look
gonna
up
do.
to see what he's
Sam,
Oh, that's right.
Sam,
Okay, what were you saying?
you're going to.
Have you seen the stuff about how like the SpongeBob Facts Twitter knows more about SpongeBob than the official SpongeBob Twitter?
I have not.
Okay, so Sam, tell us the title of your film, and tell us who's starring in it and the cameo, and then pitch it to us, and give us the story.
Oh gosh, you gave me like 20 seconds to think.
Oh, hey, look,
So
lean up. Yep.
it's kind of hard. Oh, I'm
All right.
sorry.
And I'm gonna and
the
for
upholstery on this couch is
for-
shit.
the last thing we're gonna say before we start this, we're going to go around to each of you to let you do your thing, no interruptions, and then then you guys can debate. You're gonna debate whose film is the best, why your film is the best one, and then I will periodically stop you and ask questions. Go.
So, my film is named The Secret Sins of Flight 7. It's starring Jerry Seinfeld, Selena Gomez, and it has a cameo of Dr. Claw.
Okay. Pitch the film. What's it about?
So, Jerry Seinfeld is a flight attendant who, oh gosh.
What happened? What happened in the film? Who?
So,
Give us your beat sheet.
Yeah. Well,
I can't do this. 20 seconds. So Jerry Seinfeld. I got nothing. I'm sorry.
no, you can pitch the film
I'm ready.
off the top of your head.
See, he's ready.
All right,
He's
fine.
good.
I'll give it a go.
We're
Come back,
gonna
come
skip
back.
you.
Please.
All right, but you're gonna lose points as far as I go. So if you win this or
Fine.
not, but we're gonna
Fine.
skip you. Jake, give
Okay,
us. Title.
so-
all right.
The title of my film is Untying Mrs Wong. Okay, and this actually takes place in medieval China.
Oh.
Okay, Robert Pattinson is doing Yellowface, and he's our main character. All right, and his wife is Mrs Wong. Okay,
Okay.
and Bill Cosby is a warlord from Africa.
God.
And what happens is he lives in Carthage, so he rides big elephants. Bill Cosby invades Robert Pattinson's territory. He's not an emperor, but he has like a big chunk of land. He's like a king, kind of.
A lord.
Kind
Yeah,
of
he's a
warlord.
lord. No, not a warlord.
Okay.
A peaceful lord. And Bill Cosby comes and steals Mrs. Wong. Okay? And he ties her up in his courtyard in Carthage as elephants dance around him, or dance around her. And Rick Astley is Robert Pattinson's court jester. All right? And he only sings one song, which is Never Gonna Give You Up, of course. And so the film is about Robert Pattinson's descent into madness. He dons a black suit and travels to Carthage.
No, go ahead.
And travels to Carthage.
Wait.
And the journey here, for the internal journey of Robert Pattinson, is that he must learn that sometimes you can't be peaceful.
So what does this have to tie into the title Untying Mrs Wong?
I told you. Bill Cosby ties her up.
Oh, he ties her. He kidnaps her. Sorry. So your story is Bill Cosby, as an African warlord, comes over and kidnaps Mrs. Wong.
Robert Pattinson, who's doing
wife.
Yellowface.
In Yellowface, is his wife.
Now Rick Astley's still white.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he's a
English just okay.
Yeah,
I got you.
He's
Is this film gonna be in Mandarin or is it gonna be
Mandarin
subbed or dubbed?
for sure.
Oh,
No,
okay.
subbed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ricky,
Yeah.
that's and your film is an action film. Is that what it is, or what type of film is it?
You would probably classify it as action,
Okay.
but I would say it's a bit more Bombachian. in the sense of it's a bit slower paced, you know.
Oh, okay. It's okay.
Little bits of action.
Suspenseful, maybe.
Yeah. Thrillers.
Yeah, fuck following that up.
No, go ahead.
This is why I don't go first. I can just get right out.
You went Robert Pattinson in Yellowface, and I was like, I'm done.
I told you.
Okay,
I'm done.
Okay, Untying Mrs Wong. Now, what? Okay, Ricky, what's next?
The title of my film is Silent but Deadly. So,
It better be
the
my
idea
cards.
that I had was, wow, my cards were not good. Not good. All right, Taylor Lautner, right? Very attractive man. He is actually playing a male model, right, in New York City, right? His competition, for very obvious reasons, if you know this man, is Steve Buscemi.
Oh my god.
Taylor Lautner is trying to compete with the massive tower of man meat that is Steve Buscemi,
More
right?
like Steve Boo Meet Me.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
That's how we're gonna market the film. Anyway, so he's trying to compete with this man, but obviously he can't because he wasn't born as well endowed as Steve Buscemi was. So he uses medicine or whatever to try to steroids basically to try to make his cock larger.
Wait.
Well, the person who he gets this from is the cameo of Squidward Tentacles. But something goes wrong, and he's now mute with 8 penises. The crux of this fast-paced action comedy film is he now has to try to find a cure for his tentacles, while also trying to avoid Buscemi's thugs.
All right. Okay. What was the name of your film again?
Silent but deadly. Get it? Because he's mute. And he also, Steve Buscemi has a massive penis, which is probably deadly, I'm sure.
Okay. No, he's 8 of them apparently.
No. Taylor
Taylor
Lautner
Lautner
has
okay.
8 of them. He's
Are
trying
you
to
thinking of Steve Buscemi or Willem Dafoe?
I'm thinking of Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
I don't even know who
Willem
Steve
Dafoe's
Buscemi
the
is.
guy with the big dick.
Okay.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah.
I'm sure Steve Buscemi's back in
Oh,
it.
I
Alarmingly
know,
large
I
is
know
how it's
I'm not a
described.
judge, but I do want to say that it doesn't involve farts, and I'm kind of sad about that.
Look.
I tried, dude.
All
I
right,
really tried.
Sam, you've got to pitch a film to us, Sam. You're a creative man. I've seen your work. Start over, title of your film, and give us the layout. What's
I
up?
mean,
So-
you've taken pictures
Right,
of dead
right.
animals. You can come up with something.
Okay, listen. So my film is The Secret Sins of Flight 7. Is a social drama on a plane. So it takes after the 7 deadly sins, like in the movie 7, where a murderer is on the plane, and he will crash the entire plane unless 7 people come forward confessing to their deadly sin, and will be thrown out, and everyone else will survive. Jerry Seinfeld plays a flight attendant, and he's trying to solve all the problems. And but mister, why are you trying to kill us? So he's been working with the people on the plane to find a way to get out everyone alive. But unfortunately, it is a ticking time bomb of people who want to save both their loved ones and the others on the plane. So they're confessing to their sins and being thrown out by this hijacked plane, which turns out to be Selena Gomez in a mask.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
With the plane turns out to be Selena Gomez.
So the plane is actually Selena Gomez. No, the killer's actually Selena Gomez in a mask. And so Jerry Seinfeld works his way and finds different ways to escape. He gets in contact with the government and the close by airports to find a way to land the plane or maybe help people escape. Maybe zip line from plane to plane.
Okay.
That's mostly a joke for that's a reference to a movie. So he finds all these ways to try to escape.
Sounds more like an action movie.
Yeah. Well, It's
not an action.
There's a lot going on in it.
There's
All
a lot
I'm
going
saying
on.
is I've left the
All right,
elevator.
let's see. So hold
I
on.
know,
So who's your cameo and how does that work?
So my cameo is actually the final connection to the 7 deadly sins. 6 people have confessed their sins. Then at the very end, Jerry figures out a way to save the plane. But Dr. Claw, who happens to be the pilot, comes confesses to his sin of greed because all his plots in Inspector Gadget involve greed, and he's thrown out. And but the issue though now is that because he's the pilot and he's thrown out, the plane goes down and everyone dies anyways.
Okay.
And that's how we got lost.
All right. So. Why is your film the best? And go all three.
I mean, you heard my pitch. Also, it's being written and directed by Wong Kar-wai. So.
Wong Kar-wai.
I'll be completely honest. I need to now recast. I need to cast William Dafoe because I forgot.
No, Steve Buscemi is who you got, man. William Dafoe was. I read in the paper that William Dafoe was going to be in that, but he got
taken off because I'm a fucking idiot. But so I'm kind of thinking of just honestly giving the dub to Jake here. I really don't want to defend this pitch.
You have got to defend it.
How am I going to defend a film where a guy gets 8 dicks from Squidward tentacles?
So tell me how does the film end?
Just say it's
how does the film end?
Yeah, does he have the 8 dicks by the end of it or what? Go ahead. What's up?
Well, I think it's a real nice self-love story where he learns that he has to live with his 8 penises now. They may actually be separate characters. I was thinking of this dream sequence where like he basically just has to talk to all of them. And they all have really weird.
Okay.
They're aspects of his personality.
They're aspects of his personality. Yeah, and he
like
also
Inside Out.
See in the middle of the film. I don't remember what they call it because I was only ever a film minor. But in this portion of the film where he's actually turning the fact that he has 8 throbbing cocks in his favor. You see, he's actually... What, Sam? It's my turn to share! Anyway, so as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, he's used... Like, basically, he can now... One advantage he has over Steve Buscemi's one massive dong is that he actually has 8 specialized dongs. And so that's kind of where the film goes, is that he basically learns to love himself, and the women definitely love his specialized penises.
Yeah. Was there ever like a huge like what was like the climax of your film? How did that go?
The climax of my film?
You just said it yourself.
Basically, him and Steve are having this I guess fuck off is the best way I can really describe it. Where see, the thing is the way he wins is at the very last second. He's like, hey, I can invite 8 women over at once. And so basically the judges are like, holy shit! I don't know what kind of competition this is. I don't even know. But he's like, holy fuck, that's right. He has 8 dicks. He can fuck 8 clients at once. And so he gets...
Clients?
Clients, yeah. Well, because they're male models. Sorry, male sex, whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
Model.
Yeah.
Male models. Yeah. It's New York City. That's not an accent.
Who directed your film?
Who directed my film?
Who directed that one?
I was actually thinking of doing it myself.
Self-direction?
Yeah, self-direction, man.
Ricky Meg.
Tour over here.
Yeah, an all-tour. I really think that this is a thing. It's a problem that I face all the time, having a massive dick. So I was really wanting to, I really feel like I'm the only kind of person that can really,
So do you think yours is the best because it comes as the complete package?
Mine is the best. Well, not only in a complete, a 9-part complete package. I really also feel like this is the best film because I myself am directing it, so obviously I know exactly what's going to happen in the film, even though I had no idea who I even cast.
That's a good argument.
Yeah, I made a mistake on the casting part, but that's it. That's the only problem I have. I got a real bang-up team, I promise.
Well, let me ask you this.
Are you the judge?
No, he can do that. This is a debate.
Oh, okay, debate. My bad. I was like, what the fuck?
So, the old adage, jack of all trades, master of none. Right.
It's better than being a master of one, is how that actually ends, before you go into that.
Well, I didn't know that, so I'm going to keep going. I thought that I had. No, I was just screwed. Never mind. Well, let me ask you this. How big are each of the dicks?
How big are each of the dicks? Well, I know Steve Buscemi's is approximately 11 and a half. I didn't want to make it exactly a foot, but yeah, why did I say it like that? Anyway, but Taylor Lautner's dicks are all varying sizes. We don't have an exact measurement for all of them, but we at least have one of them that
on
is
average.
On average,
what is the?
On average, they're about 5.5
inches.
No,
feet.
Inches. Like, he may have gotten the serum from Squidward tentacles, but they're not quite as long as Squidward's tentacles. So
that comes out to about, I don't do quick math, so about 42 inches. Right?
If you use the spell card polymerization to fuse them all together into the Blue Eyes Ultimate Cock.
So how do you approach?
No, it's not. But it's just for the sake of debate,
How do you approach the medical problems that come along with having 42 inch of dick?
That's not part of the movie, though.
And
I'm going to cut you off. That's not part of the film, though.
But
How do they do it in the film? How do they approach it?
It exists.
Of Robert Pattinson dressing
Even
in Yellowface.
Hold on, wait, what's up?
How do you address the problems of Robert Pattinson being in Yellowface?
The same way they did in Tropic Thunder.
Get canceled?
Wait, so he's
in
playing.
2021?
So I'm asking, is Robert Pattinson in your film? What was the name of your film again?
Untying Mrs Wong.
Okay. In the film, he plays an actor playing a Chinese man?
No.
Because that's the only reason it worked in Tropic Thunder. I just want to make sure.
No.
No, he's
so
straight up
racist.
No. Listen.
Damn, if we can't beat him, we gotta cancel him.
There's a movie called Outcast with Nick Cage in it.
Yeah.
Who plays a Chinese
What
man.
year was this?
But that's Nicolas Cage, though.
And this is Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson's
Hello?
way more prolific of an
So
actor.
tell me. So
Nick
hey,
Cage
why don't
is
you tell me? I want to hear about your.
Yeah.
Tell me about. Actually, I want to get on Sam here. I want to get back to some of Sam's story. Sam, tell me about like the climactic. Is there like a climactic fight scene on the plane or something like that? Like what happens? Give me a little bit more about what happens in your film.
So Dr. Claw tells the stewardess that is played by Jerry Seinfeld that he's going to confess to his sin, and so there's an epic fight scene between them of Dr. Claw really leaving his life of greed and want to sacrifice himself for this plane, and so this fight scene between them, and there's a lot of crying, a lot of falls.
Okay.
It's very intense, and it'll. Man, you'll cry so hard you'll probably dehydrate yourself and die.
Oh, is it a comedy? No, it's
very very depressing.
very sad,
Yeah,
very depressing
very
film.
sad.
On a plane.
And it's a film of the people. We're not using any like fancy special effects because Disney evil, right? So we're making all the props out of cardboard and crayons. And who would you not want to be producing this film? Elijah Wood. And directing, Elijah Wood's handpick.
Elijah Wood is handpicked. Oh, Andy Ferris is directing this film.
Yes, Elijah Wood handpicked him to direct this film.
Oh, man.
And Elijah Wood's a
How
man
the fuck
of
am I
the people.
supposed to compete with that?
Who directed your film?
Wong Kar-wai.
Huh?
Wong Kar-wai.
What else is One Car Wide made?
He's Asian.
Oh, is he? Is that it?
No, but I know that he's like.
He's
Well,
Kevin,
I was gonna say Kurosawa, but he's dead, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's dead.
He died
so-
like a long time ago.
Yeah. So you know what? Kurosawa is.
What, the Ghost of Kurosawa?
Yep.
Coming back
Kurosawa's
to
spirit,
direct,
yep.
yeah.
Okay.
Damn, okay.
Okay, so
Didn't know we needed a Ouija board.
what
though,
is... So I'm going to go from Jake around, because we started with Jake. Jake, I want you to...
Here we go. In the Mood for Love, which... Are y'all any of y'all in visual story... Or the topics class?
No.
Okay. Chungking Express. Everybody's seen that one. And then some more.
Okay. I want you to... Here's what you're going to do. I want you to describe your poster for your film for me, and I want you to give me your log line, your tagline for the... tagline for the poster.
It is the classic formulaic story poster, right? So it's Robert Pattinson. He has a katana because he's you know.
He's an Asian.
And he's standing like this.
Okay.
Like the poster's facing this way. He's standing like this with his katana.
Standing
like this.
sideways.
Right, and like samurai gear, like this, looking down, and then Rick Astley's on the other side, going like this, with a microphone in his hand. Okay.
Okay.
And then behind him, towering over him, is Bill Cosby, just with his huge ass grin.
Is it like the pudding pop grin?
Yes. And then
Is Mrs. Wong who's playing Mrs. Wong? By the way, I forgot to ask.
Aquafina.
Oh, Aquafina. Okay. Is she on the poster?
She is. She's actually Bill Cosby's actually holding her up.
Oh.
So it's a bit poetic.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
So she's a lot smaller, and he's like holding her up, and she's like tied up. You know.
And what's the log line for this one?
Well, let me get to the colors.
Okay. Oh,
Tagline.
okay. He's not done.
So it is a nice pale yellow with a pastel blue, but then redder letters along the top. You know, where it says like the names and a blood splattered red.
All
So
right.
it gives you this sense of peace, but also violence, and that's the journey of the movie.
Okay. What's the log line? Tagline.
Log line. All right, give me a second.
Tagline is, I think, what you're going for.
Yeah, tagline.
The advertisement thing.
Yeah, the advertisement tagline. Like In space, no one can hear you scream.
Okay.
In space, no one can hear you in space.
All is fair in love and war.
All is fair in love and war. Okay. Ricky,
God,
actually, you know what?
Going after
What's
him.
up?
You know
Jesus.
what? Nothing is fair in love and war.
Nothing is fair in love. Okay. Give me
Okay.
your poster. Describe your poster for me.
So I'm thinking of like a skyline of like New York City, right? Because mine takes place in New York City, so there's a little bit of lore connection there.
Okay, good.
And there's tentacles, like Squidward's tentacles, like wrapped around like all the buildings and stuff, right? That's in the back of the post, like the back of the shot or whatever. And then we have like the shadowy picture of like Squidward in the background, but you don't see his face. It's just all blacked out. Then in front of them in like the foreground, we have Taylor Lautner butt-ass naked because sex sells. But he's looking down at his penis, and there's like a big, like, shining, radiant light over this. And then we've got Steve Buscemi just doing like a regular profile shot in the background. And then the tagline for my poster is going to be, "You'll never see him coming." But guess how coming is spelled? Exactly. See?
Oh, okay.
I want to ask you
And
this.
what was it one more time? One more time. It's what are they doing again? One more time for the poster because I got a little lost in the description.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to go so fast. Anyway, it's basically skyline of New York City.
Yeah, got that.
Tentacles, Squidward in the background of that skyline.
Yeah.
Then in the foreground, it's Taylor Lautner butt-ass naked because sex sells. And then he's going to be like looking down like, what the fuck? And it's going to be like a radiant light coming from his crotch because we're not going to show 8 dicks on a movie poster, right? See, I thought ahead. And then...
Ahead?
I thought ahead, and then then we have Steve Buscemi just in the background like this, like kind of give him like because he's kind of like the rival of the film, so I want him to look real serious or whatever on the poster. Yeah, and then it's just you'll never see him coming.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, question. I have a question for you. Will both of those actors be required to do full frontal nudity?
Yes, we
So,
have to see the cocks.
What is
They already signed in the contract.
It is rated R. Yeah, it is rated
Okay.
R.
Rated R? Okay, so mine is PG-13.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
we get one F-bomb.
Yeah, I was about to ask, where's your F-bomb?
My F-bomb is going to be
Sam's like anything, so I don't have to go yet.
near the very end
no, I got
in the
it.
final fight scene between Bill Cosby and Robert
This is just
Pattinson.
photoshopping in my head.
Alright.
And Bill Cosby's going to say it. Actually, I'm not going to give it away.
Oh, you're not
Yes,
gonna,
I
no,
can't
it's okay. Give it away here.
I can't.
It's my
Give it away
fucking
here.
pudding pop.
Give it away here.
Is it about the
Did he talk about his fucking pudding pop?
That was going to be.
Oh.
But it's because one of his arms gets cut off.
Oh,
And that's his pudding pop.
I don't know if that happens. If that happens, that might be rated R. I don't know how much gore.
What was
What's the color of the blood? Is it red or do it in black and white? So it's
Yeah, well, actually, I was
I
thinking
assume
about
it's
that.
like
I was talking. To
Well,
one
if it's
about why.
PG, a guy gets his arm cut off in that.
Which one?
No, PG-13. Oh yes, that. Oh yeah.
Damn.
And let me ask you, what is the rating for Monty Python and the Holy Grail?
Is it PG?
I don't know. I'm asking.
PG-13. I don't
I
know.
will.
Okay.
Oh, this is PG-13.
So okay, PG-13.
But he goes. No,
So,
that's Christopher Walken.
You people
goes,
are up on your high horse about theaters and crap.
Yeah.
All right. So
So,
Sam, what's your poster?
okay. First of all, I clarify something.
PG.
You guys
It's
are
not
up on your
horse.
high horse about these theater releases.
There's
Please?
no horses in mine. Never mind. Yes, there are. It's
Please. Mine is rated TVMA. So
Is this coming out on television? This is straight to TV?
every Hallmark movie does.
Oh!
it's a Hallmark movie.
Oh!
Okay.
So the poster is a kind of cloudy, like fade of Jerry Seinfeld's face with like the little stewardess thing at the top left. In the bottom right, we got Selena Gomez in her hood. You can't really see her, and she's
Oh my
faded
God.
the same way. Then we have the plane in the middle, and there's a lightning bolt that hits across the plane, but it's a 7. Because, lightning bolts are cool. We're Hallmark. We can do anything.
Actually, they're pretty hot.
So we got that. And so we have the 7 on there. The signified as 7 deadly sins. And the line at the bottom, beautiful. There's only 7 layers in the atmosphere.
And
But that's scientifically an act.
And that's the
It's
log line.
Hallmark.
That's your tagline. There's only
okay.
7 layers in the atmosphere. Okay. All right. So
Think about it.
One more
my
time.
line.
One more time. We're gonna
Think
go around.
about it.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he
give
said
you.
it. Think
I'm gonna
about
give
it.
you each about 30 seconds. One more time. Quick rundown of your movie and why it's the best. Or 30 seconds to make your final case of why your film is the best. Starting with Jay.
Well,
Wait,
Robert.
let me get my 30-second timer. because I gotta be fair.
You just yell cut whenever you hit 30 seconds. So we just
Like as
immediately
loud.
go to the next
God. Like fucking just
All right,
scream it.
go for it.
Robert Pattinson is Yellowface, and Bill Cosby gets killed.
That's it. That's it. All right, Ricky, go ahead.
Didn't even bring up the fact
All
that
right,
it's Robert
that was
Pattinson
your-
running
hey,
around in a black suit.
that was your
You
favorite
said that, and I was
thing.
like, this is fucking Batman.
Yeah, that was your final closing argument. And go ahead.
Okay, so my film is the best because I am directing it myself, and I'm going to be I'm an auteur myself, and it's also I don't think that audiences are ready for a film that talks about this kind of self-love in the sex industry.
Shrek. You hadn't. Go. I'm gonna give you a few extra seconds if you want them. Go for it.
Oh, I think that was it. I think I rest my case. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I did strong there.
All right, Sam.
See, I'm doing something that no one's ever done before. A Hallmark movie on a plane. Never been done before. Always rural neighborhoods. And also, director Andy Ferris. I mean, could you ask for anything else?
To be honest.
All right, that's your closing argument.
That's it.
Okay, it's all closed off. No more arguments. And I was kind of thinking about how I was gonna decide how. Luke, what do you? Because based off the arguments, because you can't just like the pitch was good, but those closing arguments really had me leaning away from someone I thought was definitely gonna win. I don't know.
Look, I am not even gonna try and hide who I think is the clear victor here.
Yeah.
And it's Jake. I think Jake is by and large the winner. Was
It's like, I
Untying
hate-
Miss Wong?
As Untying Miss Wong, it's like
Mrs. Wong.
God,
Mrs.
they're
Wong.
married.
yeah.
Exactly.
I
It's
thought
like
you
I
said
hate.
Miss Wong when you
No,
were
no.
doing it. And I was like,
Mrs. Wong.
he's doing all this for somebody he's not even married to. Like, Robert Pattinson just simping
I
over
will.
here.
I'm gonna tell you. As far as the pitch goes, I think that I think your film was the most interesting film. It had the. You did a really good job taking your characters, and the only thing that was Chinese about the thing was the title of it, and so the whole thing had to take place in feudal China. but I hated your closing argument. I think you guys made some pretty good closing arguments. I think you probably had the strongest closing argument. Actually, Sam,
Self-love's not good enough for you?
and self-love's good, but like he used more. He took more time. None of you guys used 30 seconds. He used 20. But he used 20 seconds, and he made a decent argument. He's like, Andy Ferris is directing this first Hallmark movie to take place on a plane.
Oh, but I'm directing.
Yeah. I'm sorry. No.
I tried.
no.
I tried. I gave him
I
best
think,
effort.
I think the winners. I think I do give the winner to.
I
Jake,
agree. I
Untying
think
Miss
he had the
Wong.
best
Good
poster
win.
though.
Huh?
He had the best poster.
The best.
Ricky had the best poster.
Poster? Yeah, dude, that poster was pretty fucking tight. Yeah. The New York skyline, like. that's
Well, I mean,
pretty
I
good.
feel like with the three...
Some of the buildings should just be like little penises, like secretly. You can't. Really
It's
tell
like-
them.
Oh, for
I
sure.
think-
I was going to tell you
I
about
think
that. That was
your
an Easter
overall
egg.
pitch was the best, but I think like I said, best poster for Ricky had a better poster, and you had a really good closing argument. But I think as a whole, I think you had the.
Do you realize
the best
how-
one.
Hey,
like-
let me just say, what
You
did
had
I
a
say?
good poster too.
What did I say at the top of the segment?
What'd you say?
I said, y'all don't. I forgot.
Oh my god!
I said something along the lines. I said something along the lines of y'all have already lost.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
You were, in
No,
fact,
when I
spot
got
on.
mine, all of mine, like I had nothing that like.
I
in my
tried,
hand worked.
dude. I tried so. I think I did the absolute best with what I
My-
was handed. Honestly.
You're right. And you know what? And part of this is just luck, man. That's not true. I knew what I was picking.
I was stuck. I was just.
It was
stuck with the
divinely
ones I got.
interpreted.
He's been planning that pitch for 3 weeks. We told him what he was going to get.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, he just slight of hand.
the ones
See,
I
when
got, I
Dewberry
just
handed me the
nothing
cup, he
clicked.
actually
I was
took
like, I
out
stay
all
going.
the other pieces of paper.
Nice little sleight of hand.
Yeah.
What's next, by the way?
So, what we're doing next?
Yeah,
We're gonna review the
Oh,
movie.
I forgot that we
Oh.
walked in.
Yeah.
How long are we? What are we at?
We're at 1:48. Okay, so the way that we do reviews on the podcast is we have a certain amount of categories, and then we, as a collective, will give it a score out of 10 for each category, and then at the end we find the average out of all the categories.
Oh, that's too much work.
That's how we do it.
So
It's
you
okay.
each give a score.
Yeah, we'll give it one collective score. So if you were to give it if you gave it a 3, and Ricky gave it, and if 2 of you gave it a 3 and 2 of you gave it a 9, and I gave it a 6, it would just be an average of 6,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You can't get the average
Hello, who's
podcast.
that?
So, but before we do any of the numbers, we just talk about the film itself. And why don't, since it was your suggestion, Sam, why don't you kind of talk about the film and give it like a general rundown?
Sam, why?
So the film, I discovered it back when I was a young lad on YouTube, and I come across like Weird Al Yankovic stuff all the time. I mean, who didn't sit down and watch like Stuck in the Drive-Thru 100 times, right?
Yeah.
Right. Watched it like twice.
And so when I found out he had a movie, like Daft Punk has a movie. I don't know if you know that. Daft Punk.
Yeah,
has a
Tron.
movie. No, like they have an actual
Oh.
movie that they made.
Yeah.
But when I realized Weird Al has a movie, I was like, I need to watch this. So I literally ordered it on Amazon that day. And my mom was like, what did you just order on my Amazon card? And it's like, the Weird Al movie. She's like, okay. Because she loves Weird Al. So, so I had to order it, and it was exactly what I imagined it to be. Because Weird Al loves short skit comedy, which we saw in a lot of the commercials. He loves pop culture, which we saw all over the place. I mean, the first scene was Indiana Jones, and then a reference to Star Wars of the arm getting cut off. Mm-hmm. And so it's exactly what you're looking for a Weird Al movie. I don't think the hard thing about rating it is that it depends. If you're going into it not knowing who Weird Al is, then you're going to come out, what the hell did I just watch? But if you go into it thinking this is a Weird Al movie, you get exactly what you want.
Did we mention the title of the movie, by the way, of what movie we're actually reviewing?
Did you
No.
say it?
I don't think we should.
Yeah. It's UHF, by the way, audience members.
Yes, UHF. The Weird Al Yankovic. It came out in the 80s. I'm not sure what year.
89.
It was 89.
That was a straight up guess on my part.
Dude, good job.
This film feels a lot like I'm not gonna lie. I'm really not gonna lie. This film feels like if somebody drew elements out of these cups
And tried to pitch a
pitched
film.
a film.
Which is why we picked that game today, right? Purposeful?
No,
Intent?
not at all.
Okay.
What a great segue.
I picked this one because I picked that game because it's the first time we've had more than one guest,
Yeah.
and we had enough people to play it.
Yes, it's true.
I do want to talk about the significance after all the
There's only
reviews,
one
though.
winner. That was
Especially
me.
today's.
We're gonna play this again sometime. You have to come back with all
Okay.
new characters and stuff.
Please
I'm just gonna
invite
make
me
a
back
cameo
when
for
I'm
that.
not.
You'll be the
playing
cameo.
that.
Show up.
Invite me back when you have a different game because I cannot do that.
Oh, you
one.
can't do that?
I don't know
Sam,
why.
I had a ton of fun.
Maybe
I'm
Yeah.
stupid.
Maybe
I may
it's
not
just
have walked away with the dub, but I think I
Maybe-
did a great fucking
Maybe
job.
it's because I'm just really hungry and tired.
Me too.
Whose fault is that?
I do agree
Okay,
with that.
So the film that we actually watched that we're gonna review,
Yeah, UHF.
UHF.
Oh, not Untying Mrs
Man.
Wong?
Oh my god. When that one gets made, we'll watch it and
Okay.
review it on here.
Okay,
But
so
you
I am
can't
gonna
you
make
can't be
it.
part of the review because
Oh, well.
it'd be
Yeah,
your,
because fuck you.
you
That's
pitched
why.
it. But
Fair
look,
enough.
Or,
UHF, listen.
or we'll review it to your face and tell you how bad it is.
Oh my
And
god.
make you cry, and we'll film that one.
So see,
You
I
may have
don't-
won the game, but you lost the war.
Well, see, here's the thing,
Look.
Sam. I don't have tear ducts, so I can't cry. How do you feel now?
Do you actually not
At
have
least
tear
I
ducts? Is
feel-
that like an actual thing, or are you being facetious?
Facetious.
Okay.
At least
I no longer feel bad for you, and you just upset and offended a lot of people who actually don't have tear ducts. How do you
That are
know?
hiding back there where he
Yeah,
pointed. by the way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I pointed on
Anyway,
the
so
Yeah.
So
I'm
anyway-
excited anyway.
So anyway, UHF. This might be a hot take in the room.
Ultra high frequency.
But listen,
Yo,
That's
is
what
that
it
real?
You just realized that?
That's
Yes!
what it meant.
Oh
I
my-
just realized that too. Holy
Is that
fuck.
real?
That's-
Yo, I'm so
yes.
fucking
I
smart.
would have never fucking figured that out if it wasn't
Did
for
you know
Jake.
that?
No.
yeah, I knew it before we watched the movie. That's what you. Anyway,
Holy fuck.
I did
dude.
not know that. Here's the deal, man.
Ah.
Here's the deal.
I wasn't.
I'll
entertained
be.
in
I know,
class.
and I don't mean this to hurt anybody's.
One
I
I didn't.
That's where I learned it.
did not like the movie.
You didn't like the movie?
Yeah,
I did not
I
like
didn't
it.
either.
I did not like
was-
it.
I felt like the
There
movie-
were a couple parts that made me laugh, but most of it just made me.
It
I
made
was
me. It
laughing,
made me. It
like-
made me.
I
shake
was
my
laughing
head.
pretty fucking hard at that movie. I
Like,
actually had a
there
fun
were-
time watching it.
I
Well,
didn't
maybe
like
because
it.
it didn't make me think deeper. That's why it's bad. Yeah, maybe I'm just stupid.
Well,
Well,
a
that's
film
it
doesn't
for
have to
me.
make
You like fun, I
A film
don't.
doesn't have to make you think really
Yeah.
deeply. It just felt like, as I'm watching that film, I was like, man, I could be watching a Monty Python movie.
Exactly.
I mean, I could be watching a lot of things. Yeah.
I was like, I could be, or I could be watching a Mel Gibson movie. Not Mel Gibson. Sorry,
the
Mel
fuck?
Brooke. Mel Brooke.
Yeah.
Mel
Oh,
Gibson.
Mel Gibson.
I mean, Mel
watching,
Gibson's got some good
uh,
movies too. but-
I could have watched any
Yeah.
of the older Filthy Frank videos, and I would have had a
Yeah,
had
like-
a funner time. I will be honest. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was.
I see your point.
It's definitely. I've watched 2 films in the past week. It's definitely not the best film I've watched in the past week.
It's
'Cause
not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
but
to be fair,
see,
it was up against Trial of Chicago 7, so I mean...
Well, it's not supposed to be.
Life
the
of
best
Brian
film
isn't
award.
supposed to be, that,
I
but
don't
it
know.
is.
This definitely doesn't beat Trial of the Chicago 7 like by any stretch of the
Yeah,
imagination.
it was...
But I still felt like the movie was it was fine. Like it didn't offend me with how it was made. I mean, it seemed like it had a good budget. It seemed like it wasn't sloppily written or anything. It felt like
But that's it. It was fine.
yeah, it was fine. Yeah.
I'm
I don't
just
think
glad,
there's
I'm just
anything
glad
wrong.
they
I
kept
think
it
a
to
fine
an
movie.
hour and a half. Like
Do
those
what?
types of movies need to like. They kept it to an hour and a half. They didn't try to make it.
They didn't make it more than it needed
I
to be.
mean,
Yeah.
I did find
Like
myself...
Bill and Ted, both of them were an hour and a half. and
At
it's
the
great.
end, I was like, all right,
Look,
let's...
I was like, let's let him wrap it up.
Yeah.
You heard me say it. I was like,
Yeah, let's let him wrap it
up.
up. Yeah.
I literally, like, I was like, how much time was left in this? I looked up the movie to see its runtime. I got on here, looked at the movie so I could see its runtime, and I was like, okay, what time do we start?
Yeah.
Wait, what's the runtime?
It's 97 minutes, and it felt like...
Okay, so
it
it's
felt
right
good.
over an
Yeah.
hour and a half, okay.
I was like...
It's 7 minutes with the credits, too, so...
Come
Yeah.
on now. I was like, come on.
Okay, so let's get to I guess the criteria then, right?
Real quick. Let's talk about what the movie's about.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
Oh, do you want me to give a good old Al Pacino prison scene recap?
Dude,
You know what? That's
hit
all
us
you
with
meant.
it.
All
Hit
right.
us with it.
So the movie opens with... Actually, I'm not good at these. Thomas does these all the time, but I'll try.
All right.
So the movie opens with Al Yankovic. Him, but it's Indiana Jones, obviously, and it tries to subvert every expectation that you would expect from Indiana Jones, and each one of them lands either at a crash or, it hits his wheels, but they're kind of not. And then he wakes up and he's a burger boy, and then he gets fired because he's stupid, and he's Al Yankovic, so that makes sense. And then he goes home and he has a girlfriend who makes him mashed potatoes, and another cultural reference with, what was it?
So...
Close Encounters of the Third
Yeah,
Kind.
I can't believe nobody else got that when we were watching it. 'Cause he was-
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, he was-
knew it, but-
He was like with the mashed potatoes. She turns around and she's like, you have to find a what?
You have to take this more seriously.
Yeah, take this more seriously. You got to find a way to like.
Use your overactive imagination.
Yeah, exactly. Use your over. And he turns around and he's like making the damn mountain from Close Encounters of the Third Kind. He goes, "This means something," and it just cuts to something.
I was so happy you got it though, because I was waiting for someone to say something, and no one did. I'm like, no.
I've never seen Close Encounters. Is that actually
It's a really good movie.
I haven't seen
I'd
it.
rather watch that than watch this for sure. But anyway, go ahead.
And if you think for a second, you know exactly what's going to happen next. Of course, he has his overactive imagination, so he's going to get a chance to use it. And then, for
Shenanigans
some...
ensue.
Exactly. And so then...
He takes over. Go ahead.
And then a guy wins a channel in a gambling, and Al Yankovic is like, "Ooh, that's me. I'm going to take that." So he gets it.
His uncle wins a TV channel in a
They don't
bet,
even know all that.
and he lets his nephew, which is Weird Al, run the channel.
So Weird Al pops up, and this old guy is like, "Yeah, have some change." And Weird Al's like,
That
"Here
guy's
you
the
go."
hero of the movie.
And he gives him change, like he asked, and he gives him $1. So they go in, and Weird Al tries to make this channel, and it's not good at all, because where's Weird Al's creative imagination at? Nowhere to be found.
There was one scene at that point that made me fucking cackle, and because it's when he was like. He had his own like kiddie show, his kid show on there, and he's like the host, and he brings out this clown, and dude, he fucks this clown up. he hits him with a frying pan, he feeds him dog treats and shit, like he messes this clown up.
That is true, though. That is a big criticism of the movie that I now have, is that he literally never uses his overactive imagination for literally anything until after something kickstarts it. And it's like, the whole point was you had it already. Why did you have to wait until you
And then
made
he
an
doesn't
accident?
use it.
And then he fucking that there was a part in the film where a kid spits on him in his face, and I swear that was a fucking loogie that kid put on him, because that shit was fucking dripping off his nose. I was like, "Ugh, God."
Yeah, that was actually improv.
What?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
like, when did you know?
Ivan Reitman wrote that, and he was anyway. Okay, so go on.
And
What
then-
happens next?
There's the big bad evil corporation, as these movies go, who's like, money, 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 money. And he fires somebody because he lost his folder, but it turns out he was sitting on his folder with this big fat money butt. And the guy's like, "Oh no!" And they steal his mop. And then he finds
Weird Al.
John Heder. Oh, Weird Al, sorry. And he's like, "I'll hire you." And so he hires him. He's like, "I'm going to get to be another janitor." And it turns out this guy's hilarious. He pulls a classic SpongeBob and mops the floor, except he doesn't. He's the clown. And then that happens, and he gets real famous. And then Big Bad Money Boy's like, hey, that's not allowed. And so he hatches.
You forgot all the other great shows. That's where Weird Al's characters, like, imagination happens. See, it doesn't fucking matter.
Those don't matter.
Never matters.
And then
Such a furniture, though. What do you think?
Big Bad Money Boy's like, that can't happen.
Spatula for
And then Big Louie, Chekhov's gun shows up, and he's like, hey, you owe me money. And the swimming pool guy who gave Weird Al the channel is like, crap, I owe this guy some money. And so Big Bad Money Boy's like, hey, you owe this guy money, so I'm going to buy your channel from you. And he's like, okay. But then Weird Al's like, hey, uncle, can I buy it from you? He's like, if you got the money. He's like, okay, I'll have it. And so Big Bad Money guy shows up. He's like, yeah, I'm going to make this a parking lot. And then he goes away. And then not Al Pacino.
Fuck.
Weird Al's like... Weird Al's like...
Weird Al Pacino.
Weird Al's like, I'm going to do a fundraiser. And so he does a fundraiser, and stuff happens, and Big Bad Money Boy's like, hey, no. And he steals the janitor, who's also an actor now. Spadowski, or whatever his name is.
Man, we're only at that part in the movie. That was in the first, like, quarter, wasn't it?
No, this is at the end.
When he steals the... Oh, wait, I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, sorry. I
It's
jumped
not
back.
a fundraiser.
I reverted back.
Shares of
Oh, they're selling shares. Right.
Sorry, I was reverting back to when he, like, stole the janitor for his channel the first
No.
Sorry.
And they steal the janitor, and he's like, I'm thinking of orange, and guess what? It's orange. And then he does, like, some karate stuff, but he gets captured again. And then Weird Science Doctor Man's like, hey, look at that. And he spies on him, and then he goes and gets Weird Al Pacino. And Weird Al Pacino goes and gets him, but then there's, like, this weird, like, thing where he's like, Rambo, but that's not real. There's just overactive imagination again. And then he gets him, and then there's a gun, and then they come back, and they win.
And the karate guy comes out.
Yeah.
But then they
and then the guy earlier with the change is like, man, you gave me a quarter that was worth $2,000. How do you feel now, you big stupid idiot?
And that quarter, the money from that penny was used to buy the rest of the shares to save the channel.
Yep.
So the corporation literally gave 1 penny. The guy gave 1 penny away, and it completely ended everything.
Yep.
And that's the movie.
And that's literally... Well, it turns out that the science man that we never even mentioned at all until he was relevant, he actually is an alien. So,
yeah.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Another reference, probably. Maybe to Silent Lambs. I don't know.
So, a fun thing. I'm pretty sure that this is the case. Y'all know G4? Attack of the Show?
G-Force?
The
G4.
The television show?
Yeah,
the movie
Yeah,
about the
Ninja
guinea
Warrior,
pig.
Unbeatable Bamzooka, a human wrecking ball.
Attack of the Shows, Kevin Pereira. One of the items on his bucket list is that he wants to do a shot-for-shot remake of this, and he's been working on that for a couple years.
I'm ready to see it.
Oh my god!
Wait, remake of the movie we just watched?
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I just don't know if I'm gonna watch that.
I'd watch it.
I want to see a remake of Velocipaster.
Of what?
I need to see Velocipaster.
What? The Velocipaster is so good.
Have you seen Iron Sky?
No.
Have you seen that? Iron Sky. We need to watch that one. Talking about
good?
Oh yeah, dude, it's like Velocipaster.
Okay.
Like Kung Fury.
Yeah.
Have
you ever seen Shark Exorcist?
No.
We should watch that one together.
Okay.
I have
Back
seen
to this film. See, this film makes us think about other films.
And you know what? Maybe you know what? For that, 10 out of 10.
Okay. Shut up. Fuck out of here.
Yeah, movie was stupid.
So what's the review
it was
criteria?
stupid.
So we have lighting, direction, writing, cinematography,
We'll
pacing,
start with 1.
sound, meaning behind the story, design, acting. Okay.
Five.
Yeah, average 5. Okay. So we'll start with lighting.
Uninspired.
Yeah.
It was like...
That's literally the word I was going to use.
Yeah.
They get the job done, and that's basically
I think
it.
the lighting in where the scientist lives is good.
Yeah, the only time I was thinking the same
Okay,
thing. The only time the lighting
5.25. You're right.
The only time the lighting was
Yeah,
in
2 scenes. You get a quarter.
Yeah.
the only time the lighting that was in my opinion notable was during that scene. Yeah.
Yeah, I think 5. I think below 5 is just bad.
Well, 5 is
so
average.
for that one scene,
I would.
I'm gonna give it a 6. There's a lot of movies that are in like 8, 9. But I'm gonna give it a 6 just because like it wasn't bad and there were some good moments.
But see, once you get into 6, we're talking about creatives, right? Because 5 is middle of the road. 5 is, as
Maybe
Ricky
on your
said,
scale.
fine.
Gets the job done.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what this film does.
Well,
With its lighting, is it gets the job. Everything's properly exposed.
What do you think?
5. A 5.25 for those 2 scenes.
Yeah, I'd give it a 5.5.
5.5. Yeah, I agree.
You say 6? I'll go 5.75 and we can average 5.5.
That works. I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay.
Direction.
Who directed this movie?
Weird Al, didn't he?
No, he did not direct it.
He wrote it.
The director doesn't even have a Wikipedia page. Because if you look at his name on Wikipedia, it's red. There's no page for it.
That's funny.
And it's hard to like talk about directing style. It did feel like they just kind of emulated. Maybe it's one of those situations where like kind of Weird Al took a lot of creative control.
It's hard because the characters are so animated.
Yeah.
That it's like the director, I guess, did a good job, but I don't know, like, because the whole idea is that they're that animated, so I don't know.
The director for this movie is most known for directing a good couple Weird Al music videos.
Mm.
Well, how much?
That's why his attention span was so small with each scene, was because he's so used to doing music videos, which are only a few minutes and not.
One of his music videos was in the
lightning
movie.
quick.
Yeah.
Was it?
It really was, yeah.
I mean, it was, but
that's
for good reason. Though.
We'll get to pacing. We'll get to pacing.
So directing, how much of it was the director versus how much of it was Al Pacino in his writing?
Al Pacino, Weird Al.
God damn it!
Am I the only one that ever thought that, like, as a kid when someone said Al Pacino, I was like, "Was that a coffee?"
Like it's a pomade.
Like a cappuccino or some shit. Like I was like when I was a kid.
Can I get an Al Pacino?
Before I knew who Al Pacino was, I was like, oh yeah, that sounds like either a gangster or a cup of coffee.
I think the spectacle for kids though, like with Nutso the clown or Nutso whatever.
So
yeah. I think those. I mean, working with kids is always difficult, and it's like they were on point the entire time.
Yeah, the kids did good. They gave good performances.
But again, I'll pose the question, like, how much of that is the director?
I have to assume that most of it is. I have to assume that most of that is the director. But we also have a category for performances.
Okay.
So
I mean, again, I'll say just
like as a scene, like when you think about the scenes that developed in the movie, because it's definitely, in my opinion, it's more of a movie, not really a thing. It's like something I eat popcorn and not like turn my brain off and watch it. But like thinking about this movie, it's like as every scene developed, how did it feel? Did it feel like there was a clear direction that it was going into, or did it feel all over the place? And if it felt all over the place, did it feel like that was on purpose, or did it feel like that was incidental?
So what I'll say to that is it felt all over the place, not in direction, but of content. So I knew where the film was going, clearer than I've ever seen anything in my life.
Okay, so how do you feel about the direction then?
I'm gonna give it a 3.
A 3?
Because not only is the director is responsible for everything, right? So when the director fails to deliver anything, then it makes that his job, his result is worse than the individual aspects. So I blame him for not getting creative with cinematography. I blame him for not getting funky with direction, right? So that's why I give it a lower score, is because whoever had the ability to create something that was more than just recording action.
What do you think?
I'd go probably a 4.5. It was bad. Yeah. But like it wasn't like ass.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I've seen ass direction.
Yeah, dude. David Lynch's Dune. Yeah. That was bad. What about you, Ricky?
I'd say I'd give it a 5. Just an average score. I'm gonna go right in the middle with it.
That's what I'm thinking too, because I give him points because he is a music video director, and he played into his strengths. It was there. He had different commercials that would just pop in, short form sketches that were absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, the Spatula World. Holy fuck, that had me laughing.
Like, he popped in with these short things. He even threw an entire music video in the middle of this thing.
Yeah.
Like, so he played to his strengths on that. And I would be kind of curious.
But were his strengths necessarily good?
For what they were making, I think so.
Like,
what were they making?
As far as putting the music video in the middle, I think that was a horrible decision.
I think it's a little cringy, yeah.
I actually disagree with that.
Wow,
I think that was a good choice.
It's very divisive movie.
It definitely disrupts the flow of the movie, but I think it needed a disruption because we were just ba 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 ba.
Yeah, and
then we finally
it was kind of like the only time in the movie where you get a chance to just breathe and take something in.
Yeah, I think that's also because like they're trying to cram. They want to make this thing where Weird Al can do different sketches. Like Weird Al Live, he shows sketches in between his songs while he's getting dressed in his next costume.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen Weird Al Live. It's hilarious, and like it's totally worth it. But that's what he does in his concerts. They want to make a film where Weird Al can do all these sketches and all this fun stuff inside it. So they're like, well, how do we do that while having a film? Oh, we'll make it about a TV station. That's why they made it the way it is. So I'm kind of they had to cram that into an hour and a half. With those, I wonder how much of the film is actually there that isn't commercials.
But why do that?
Yeah.
Why do that? Why make that? Why not just have skits? Why make it a film?
Maybe they just want.
I mean, we do have to judge it as a film, yeah. But what's the number you give?
I give it a 5 because I give him.
5.
I would be at 4, but I give him credit for like playing to his strengths.
And you said 6?
No, I said a 5.
You said 5, so 2 5s, a 4.5, and a
3.
3. I'm kind of with Luke on this one. I feel like the direction was bad, but not the worst I've ever seen. Kind of bad, but still pretty bad. I'd probably just give it a 4, a flat 4, and I think 2 5s.
I'll concede to a 4.
You'll concede to a 4.
I'll concede to a 4.
So 4.5 would be the average. I was gonna say probably like 4. I was probably gonna say like 4 or 4.25. 4.5. I can go with that. The writing.
Is there any?
Yeah, there is.
I think you gotta wonder. You gotta wonder. So it's like, did they sit down and write this script and then memorize and then go, or did they be like, okay, this is what the movie's about. Let's film you guys doing
This
stuff.
would be funny.
Or did they make skits and then put them together?
Here's my thing, man. It's like,
Well, I feel like that's a good question. But I feel like even then there might have had to have been like some writing to it because like there is like an overarching thing.
Yeah.
Broken to hell with skits.
Right.
So it's like maybe they just did a bunch of skits and they're like, hey, let's compile these and then do like a short little 30-minute story that we can like edit in between them.
it felt to me, it's like I would give the writing a 4.5 or a 5 because it's like, except it's not middle of the road. It's like there are parts in this movie fucking had me cackling. Clown, Spatula World, that kind of shit had me fucking.
I still laugh about it.
Yeah.
That shit had me fucking cackling.
Spatula World, we sell spatulas and everything else.
Okay, so like the individual skits were fucking hilarious most of the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time. But the overarching story was
The fucking
boring.
flying
Yeah.
part. That was pretty good.
The overarching story was just kind of boring to me. It's
Yeah.
just like, because the overarching story is
Corporate bad.
well, no, that's
It's
the
corporation bad.
overall meaning. The overarching story is about a guy who's trying to find an outlet for his comedy, and then his outlet becomes in jeopardy, and he has to raise money to get it back. We've seen that whole thing a million times. We've seen the idea of like having to raise funds to like save the whatever.
Yeah.
We've seen that a million times. It's tried, and it's never been strong.
Yeah, and not only is that a bland script, but the script as a whole doesn't work.
Yeah. Like, here's the thing. That whole thing about having to raise money for your cause as being a plot point in your film, it can work. If you watch films like Cool Runnings, they had to do that, but it was at the beginning of the film. It wasn't the big hook or plot point of the film. They were just raising money so that they could come to go to the Olympics. It wasn't so that they could. It wasn't like the ending of the film is them getting to go to the Olympics. That happened like at the like leading into Act 2 was them getting the money and going. So it can work fine. It's not meant to be the plot of your film.
The
hook of
rising
your
action.
Film. Yeah,
honestly.
it's not.
And another point I'll make is that like
that was the beginning of Act 3. Was
you know, I want to drop my score to like 3.5. Actually, yeah. The writing 4. The writing, I'll give it a 4.
The conflict of this film does not revolve around Weird Al.
It revolves around his uncle, doesn't it?
Essentially, because things happen to his uncle. And let's say things do happen to Weird Al. Well, that's just it. Things happen to him. And he responds, which, you know, works, but it's never him making a choice. It's almost like a level of apathy that he's portraying. So he has his job, he loses it. And then an opportunity arises, and it's not even him that's like, oh, I'll do this. It's his aunt, isn't it?
Yeah, his aunt's like, hey, there you go.
Right. His aunt talks to his uncle's like, hey, let this guy do it. And he's like, oh, yeah, I guess. So, and then, like, again, I brought up the idea that his supposed strength in this film isn't even used. It's the janitor.
Yeah. He's like, I have this crazy imagination that I think I would do great with on a TV set, and then he just hires a janitor to take over for him.
I didn't like the writing in this film. Like, I didn't like it at all. I give it like a 2, maybe. The reason why is because it's so low. Is because there are those things that I completely agree with that were just already awful, but on top of that, he gets this romantic reward that he has not earned in the fucking slightest.
Oh, yeah.
He is a huge creep and a stalker.
We didn't even bring that up.
Yeah.
No,
dude,
he put balloons.
He broke into her house. We don't
know that he broke into her house.
How the fuck else did he get in?
He probably
if he doesn't,
she could have friends with keys that took him in.
If he is not,
he wasn't welcome.
Here's the deal: if he is not welcome in there, and he knows he's not welcome in there because she broke up with him and said she never wanted to see him again. Even if he goes to one of her friends and says, "Yeah, we're back together. Will you let me in?" It's like, yeah, technically he didn't break a door in.
He could have like left the things and someone else put him in there.
He was late to get to the first date.
It is inferred that
they were together.
The first date in the film.
It is inferred that he broke into her house. That is what's inferred by the film. People who made that film know that. People who watch it know that. It was purposely set up that he broke into her apartment and set that stuff up.
To be sweet, but in the 80s that may have flown, but
now it's like call the police.
Yeah. So anyway, he was late already. He was late already to the first date in the film where he went over to her house and he had the fucking reference to Third Kind or whatever. Then he was late again and got dumped, rightfully so, because he's a shitty boyfriend. Regardless of what do you want to defend him with? Oh, he's so quirky because he has daydreams. Fuck that. He's a shitty boyfriend. He was 2 hours late to get to the thing because it literally said he said over the television, he was like, "I'll take you there. I'll meet you at 7:30." Right? And then it was 9:30 before he even got the call. He got dumped, and then he was super fucking creepy to her. But then she goes over and defends him. And then he gets back together with her once he saves his channel. That's probably making him a lot of money. Let's be honest. So, yeah, I fucking hate the writing in that film. That entire you can do romantic subplots well. You can, please, for the love of God, Hollywood, listen, not do them at all. But for the love of God, don't do them that bad. Don't do them that bad. Oh my God.
So you said 2?
2, because this film would have been way better if it never even had that. It would have been so much better.
Damn,
yeah, I agree. It's absolutely unnecessary. So I think I was thinking of 3, but you know what? With that, I might drop it to a 2.
Drop 2? What do you think, Sam?
Skit-wise...
That's why I gave it a 2.
You have to lean up and talk to it, though.
Let me get that. Skit-wise, I give it an 8. Because that was all... I feel like all of them were absolutely hilarious.
Fair.
But the film as a whole, probably about 2.5.
so is that your score? Is 2.5 or the median between the two?
So... I don't, I'll give it a 3 total. I'll amp it up a little bit for the really good skits. It's just, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
It's hard to get. Like I said, it's hard to get.
Are you sorry for that or sorry for suggesting the film? Or...
No. I would never regret showing people UHF.
Fair enough.
No, I'm sorry. It's just it's very uncomfortable.
Okay.
But I'll say a solid 3. The skits are absolutely hilarious. Just it was a drag to get to them. And it was like, we're
it was
back to the
like
normal
bits
story.
of comedy gold in the middle of a pile of writing hell. It was
yes.
awful.
What about you, Luke? What do you?
I
think?
give it a 3.
A 3? I didn't think I was going to be the highest score for the writing of this film. Damn. I was even like, you know what? Drop that down to a 4. I thought I was lowballing it. So I think the average is like we get like a 2, a 2.5, 2 3s, a 4. I think probably about a 3 then. I think. Okay.
I'd say a 2.75. I think was actually
all right.
but
2.75. I got you.
Yeah.
we all said 2.
Cinematography.
It was okay. There were some cool shots. There was a shot. It was like in between like the cool little science bubble things that was going. That was actually
for this show. Yeah.
That was a purposeful shot. The shots in the actual the skits again were very good. Like they conveyed the message of what they were trying to do really well. The rest of the film, it was passable at best. I don't think the shot work is necessarily the strongest point of this film.
Well, again, I'll go back to it's just fine.
It's just fine,
and that's what it is.
Yeah, I give it like a 4. I give it a 4. It's just not great everywhere else, but in the actual skits, it was actually pretty good. So,
I mean, I'll go with a 5.
did they have 2 different teams fucking working on this film? Like, did they have a different guy to write all the skits? Did Weird Al just do all the skits and that's it?
So cinematography.
I give it a 5.
5. I think it's very middle of the road. Just kind of got it done.
I gave it a 4. I already said
4.
Yeah.
4.
I think the cinematography was like you were saying, the skits really good.
Yeah.
Like
I
really
think
good
the
cinematography.
idea of shooting it like it was actually a show was pretty cool.
Yeah, and then a lot of shots that had like really funny stuff, like with the clown stuff. Most of it was like a static shot.
Yeah, master shot with just both the characters.
Yeah, but like for me, like I find that hilarious if you've seen the stuff we shot. Like, which I wish the sound was better on Luke's, other Luke's film that you were in. What was it called?
I still haven't gotten to see that.
It was dude. The wide shots were absolutely hilarious, but the sound was it was so windy and stuff. But,
I still want to see it.
I think that as far as it's nothing special, but with how they shot a lot of skits, I'm gonna give it a 5.5, just because it was well done. It's just in the normal film it was bland.
What do you think? 5. I agree.
This is still writing, right?
I agree. No,
cinematography.
Oh, 5.
I agree.
Writing's
so
2. I forgot.
The average is 5.
Yeah, it's definitely 5 on that one.
Because it was 4.5, 4.5, 5.5.
I just gave it a 4.
And 3 5s.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 5's close.
5. I can accept a 5 for that.
But
yeah.
Okay, pacing.
Okay, pacing. I actually like the pacing. I like the pacing.
I hated the pacing.
I like the pacing. It was super snappy. Well, actually, you know what?
I think it was too snappy.
I think it was a little too snappy. Yeah, there was entire fucking conversations that were just skipped out.
How does a film feel that snappy, yet it drags so fucking much? I don't understand how that works.
Yeah.
It was really snappy.
Like once.
Yeah,
You're
right.
It was really
actually.
snappy, but then it just, by the end, I was like, okay, come on now.
Yeah, you're right. I even felt that too.
From all that snapping.
I loved the pacing because it was snappy enough to get you to the next skit.
Yeah, it was quick to get them skits, but then after the skits were gone, it was just nothing.
Is that enough for a good score
story.
on the chart?
I'm giving it to
An
me
8?
it is.
All right,
Not
an
an 8.
Oh, I thought you said an 8.
No, I never said a number.
Oh, I thought you said I'm gonna give it an 8 for me. Like, right.
No. I was like, it was snappy enough to get us to the next.
It was.
Yeah, and that's really what it was all about.
I just did not like the pacing.
It was rapid fire,
Normally
skit,
I wouldn't.
rapid fire, skit, rapid fire, music video, spatula, rapid fire, commercial.
Eventually he's gonna run out of ammo, right?
You'd think.
I guess not.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that shit like a 3.
3.
I'm giving that shit a 1.
What? God damn.
Listen, man, pacing can completely ruin a film.
That's true.
And guess what happened?
Oh, fuck.
Ruined the film.
Yeah. Like, if there's no moments to really sit in the emotion, whatever emotion was portrayed by this film, then you really lose all connection and all relatability. And that's exactly what happened here, is there was no moment for... We're all filmmakers here. You're a
You've made films.
Okay.
You have.
One of the biggest things is, like, staying on a shot.
I love it.
Yeah.
And so if you don't do that, then whatever emotion was going to be conveyed, you lose. And so it's a 1 for me, because there wasn't any attempt to create some sort of flow in this at all. And so if this had a few story beats, now that would be middle of the road. But it didn't have that. So it's below that. And honestly, if the pacing was a bit different, if things were a bit shooken up, and we can take this to music theory also, crescendos, decrescendos, evolution in the music, and how your attention is regained in those moments.
The film felt the same way the entire ride through.
Exactly.
Yes,
There was no...
100%, yeah.
To real quick get off the topic, I have a friend who, whenever we're, riding around and we're in their car and, listening to their music, Spotify, they have it set up to where there's a setting on Spotify you can activate to where, the song, as it ends, it fades out and the next song fades in over it. And I'm just like, why do you do that? I feel the same way. It's like, you have no time to just, sit there and be like, all right, cool, that song's cool, next song.
I do that.
It's just straight into the next song. No reprieve. I'm like,
only psychopaths do that unless they're trying to sleep.
Yeah,
I think it's called cross waving or something.
I'm not sure.
Please don't do that.
What the
that sounds like ass.
what the settings called, but I hate it.
Oh, it's just called gapless playback.
If you want to fall asleep, that's what you do.
If you want to fall asleep, becoming a psychopath is what you do. So anyway, what's the?
I give it a 2.
2. I don't think I gave it a score.
I gave it a 3.
3.
Yeah.
3.
A 1, a 3, a 2. What'd you say? 3.
I said 1.
1. Ah, man, I was gonna give it a 3. So I guess 2.5. 2.25.
Yeah, 2.25. How many more we got left?
We've got 4.
Man, this review is dragging on like a movie.
Yeah, this review's taking fucking forever.
Because we keep fucking stopping to talk about other shit.
Alright, so Godzilla vs. Kong.
No.
So Godzilla versus King Kong.
Let's wrap it up like this movie. All right, sound design. What do you guys think? Very quick thoughts. What do you
sound design was bad, but I feel like it was bad on purpose. And one thing they always tell you is it's really easy to make things bad.
Hey,
but to make things bad on purpose, that's a whole different level. I give it a 6.
I think that is actually one of the stronger parts of the movie. And as the sound guy, I know why. Because, like you said, it is done bad on purpose. Which was very impressive, because I don't even think I could do it that bad on purpose. I don't think I could do that. However, it really does show that, slapstick comedy is still funny. It is still it still can be funny. Especially when there was the clown scene, he was like, he's been eating dog treats. See, we're still fucking laughing about that.
So 6.
Dude, sound, I'm giving sound a 7. I'm giving sound a 7.
Yeah, my biggest thing here is intention.
Yeah.
And so I agree with Ricky, is that there definitely was an intention in sound, and that's where Al Pacino really.
You think a bitch, motherfucker.
That's where Weird Al. That's his industry, is music videos. And now this isn't a music video, but it is sound.
Still sound.
And music is sound. So I think that there is a little bit of creativity there. So I'm also going to give it a 6.
7.
7. I'll give it a 6.5.
That's one of the strong points.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad when the strongest thing about the film is a 6.5. But meaning behind the story.
There wasn't. The meaning behind the story was corporation bad.
Bad. Revenge bad.
Corporate bad.
Look at this through 2021 vision. This is meme stonks right here. The meme of that janitor in front of the screen. You think those punks in the bar really care about this janitor?
Bro, how long is your arm with you fucking reaching that
It's
far?
a meme,
Oh my
bro.
god.
It's a meme. And it
Lean
at the
into it.
very end.
Dude, Mr. Fantastic could vibe check
Yeah, I
fucking
did.
anyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. There's no fucking meeting.
There's no meeting. The
No,
meeting
no,
is corporate.
There's a meeting. It's just a really stupid meeting.
There you go.
You can have a corporate bad.
I give it a goddamn 1. Fuck this. Fuck that meeting.
Yeah,
You could do much better
I'm
with
gonna agree
corporate
with you.
bad
I'm
than
gonna
that.
have to agree with you. 1.
Yeah.
One.
Now, we could go with the reading, okay? That talent can lie anywhere.
No. 1.
Wait, real quick. Why do you think that?
Spadowski? Hello?
That is true. Holy fuck, he was the best character in the whole film. Not
And-
really.
But the thing is, did he really have talent, or was it? Oh yeah, people thought he was funny because he's dumb.
they were laughing
Memes!
at him, not laughing.
Yeah, they weren't
with
laughing
him.
with him.
Memes.
So,
and then they
so fuck.
literally
So
put
no
stonks.
offense.
Hey man, I was having a great time with him.
That's because we're just as retarded as he is, but we have to think about people that aren't us.
Yeah, we're talking
But,
about people
but
who are
why?
actually
Why do we have
smart.
to think about
Fair
people
enough.
who aren't
I still
us?
give it a 1. That's a fair.
You know, with taking into your point into consideration, I still give it a 0.5.
Okay.
You know, in order to give it a 1, I'll say 2.
That actually, no, you need to say 1.5.
Ah, 2.
Okay. Okay.
So, fun fact: this movie was made, as most people have suspected. This movie was made for the skits, 100%.
Yeah.
It was made because he wanted to do a bunch
Sure.
of skits, but he wanted to also have a DVD release. So they literally wrote a movie around them. So the meaning of the movie is nothing.
Yeah. 1.
Yeah,
One.
it is a 1.
Yeah. And look.
100%.
Look, Jackass is the same way. It's just made to be a bunch of skits put together in one feature-length film. Still has no meaning. So I'm like, yeah, 1. I'm gonna.
Which, by the way, when
one.
Jackass 4 comes out, we're gonna have to review that one.
So 1. Okay, it's gonna
It's
get an
gonna
overall
hurt.
1. But you gave it a
It's gonna
1.
hurt to
You
fucking
gave it.
review, but-
Wait, what'd you give it?
A 1.
A 1. A 1. A 1. A 1. 2. So that's, but average out, that's still gonna be closer to a 1 than a 1.25.
You know what?
If that.
I'm with this guy. Talent can be found anywhere. I give it a 2.
Woo.
We got a 1.5.
Woo!
1.5 for the meeting.
1.5. There we
That's one of the
go.
stronger
Alright.
suits of the movie.
So, acting.
Woo!
Performances.
Acting was fucking garbage. I didn't like any of the
Except
performances except
Spadowski.
for Weird Al Yankovic.
Spadowski did good.
I don't think he did good.
Spadowski sold his role.
Yeah,
Oh,
Spadowski
and Philo,
really
the
played a
scientist.
fucking cartoon
Philo,
character
the
so
scientist.
well. Ooh.
Yeah, Nick Cage. That's like saying every performance Nick Cage is given. I don't know. You're gonna meme this. You're gonna be like, oh, obviously. But no, every performance Nick Cage has given has been a masterpiece. No, it hasn't. He's given horrible performances because he overact. I was watching this and I'm like, it's the same overacting you see in every fucking B movie that exists. It's that same overacting that's just like, I'm goofy for the sake of being goofy.
The girlfriend that
It's
didn't
like-
even need to be there literally sounded like she was trying to talk to like
She sounded like
cardboard.
that.
The entire she was literally sentient
Adventure
cardboard.
Time, like with the.
She was
I
like,
did not
"Well,
like
can you
it.
just listen?
Yeah.
Can you just listen, please, Mr. Radio Man?" Like I'm just like, shut the fuck up, please.
He turned this place into a gold mine, and you're just mean.
Yeah.
bad. It was
And then he
bad.
was like so like the
She
radio
was
guy
the
was so
worst.
stereotypical with how fucking bad he was like, well, I hate people and my son is spoiled.
I'm
and that's
evil
it. That's,
and I have a pencil stash.
Bobo was the
Dude.
best acting.
who?
Bobo the clown was the best.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Dude, actually, yeah, the
Who
silent
played
acting.
him? Was that
he
his
did
friend?
kill
Was
it.
that his friend that played the
I
clown?
have no idea.
That was David Bowie.
No, it was not.
Oh. No, David Bowie.
Anyway,
Anyway.
no, it was the performances were not good.
Awful. The only person who gave any sort of good performance was Weird Al, but of course Weird Al, the guy who's used to being on stage
Weird
his whole
Al,
life, can be good.
Spadowski,
No.
Philo the scientist,
Nope.
No,
the
no,
old
not
man.
even- Nope.
That's like, yeah, Carter.
It wasn't a good performance. What are you
It was
talking
not
about?
a good performance,
Yeah.
man. I
I
felt
disagree.
nothing from him
I
except
think
for.
that old man wasn't acting.
He just kind of
He just wandered on
yeah,
set.
exactly,
one
wandered
He
on
day.
didn't
set.
realize
Homeless
it
man
was a
wandered on
set.
Yeah.
He was just fucking annoying. That's all he was.
Yeah.
If that was his intent, then sure, I
Like,
guess he did
The
it.
best actor in Birdemic was like that.
I'm
Was it
gonna
gas
give-
station?
Oh, don't even
Was
talk
the,
about
no,
that.
but it was the
movie.
gas station guy because that guy
Yeah.
wasn't an
Okay.
actor. he was
Anyway,
the gas
if we're
station
gonna do scores, yeah, fucking, I give that shit a 1. Fuck it, I don't care.
I give it like a 2.5.
Wow.
I give it a 4. Acting,
Wow, edgy.
acting requires a lot of skill.
Yeah.
So there were some solid performances. Not great, but solid. So I have to give respect for that.
I would give it a 5, but Terry was just so bad that it's a 3.
See, I agree with you. Acting takes a lot of skill, but when it's bad, it's still bad. And I'm gonna give it a 2.
Yeah.
So what was the score? Would you?
1.
The average is
2.5.
2.5.
4.
3.
3.
And a 2. So that averages a 2. I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Right about.
And it doesn't matter. It's arbitrary. Number systems are arbitrary.
Okay, so I've got the total here. Then the official unscripted score for UHF is a 3.4.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
Sounds about right.
So, according to, for all those who aren't familiar, over at the Al Pacino's prison scene, we actually use a Ready or Not scale. If you haven't seen the movie Ready or Not, well, watch that and then you'll understand. There were no explosions in this movie, so this gets a 0 out of 5 from Al Pacino.
Is that an official score from your podcast?
That is an official score from the Al Pacino prison scene podcast.
There was an explosion.
No. This isn't a score. This is
There were
the truth.
a couple explosions.
Where?
in this movie.
Yeah.
Oh shit, you're right. I
There
forgot
were,
about that.
The Rambo scene.
Okay,
Yeah.
excuse me. This movie receives a 3.5 out of 5 from Al Pacino.
Well, how many explosions does it take to get a 5?
Probably 5.
No.
Well, we definitely
how
had
many
5.
characters are in Ready or Not? Because Ready or Not's a perfect film according to Al Pacino's Ready or Not scale. And I think there's 7 explosions, 7 massive people explosions, and our threshold for 3 is a minimum of 1 human explosion.
We had 2 humans.
So 2, that's why I gave it a 3.5.
3, yeah.
But we also had him literally blowing up like 7 buildings in a fucking row.
Is it what?
That's not
Ready
a
or
person,
Not,
though.
the 2019?
There were people in
Yes.
those buildings.
But we didn't see the people. That's why Transformers only got a 3 implied 4.
Anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our review for
Yeah,
that film.
if you guys
Not
ever
really
want me
good.
back,
Don't watch that one.
If you
No,
guys ever want
I
me
would say
back,
watch it.
you can
See,
find me
that's
across
the
the
thing
street.
about it.
So
Definitely check it out.
It's a bad movie.
Because see, here's
But
the
you're
thing
gonna
about
remember
reviews.
it. You're forever going to remember it.
I think
here's,
I've already
here's the
forgotten
thing
it,
about
actually.
reviews,
What
alright?
did you watch?
Don't be sheep, form your own opinion, watch this movie.
This is true.
Also-
did I say don't watch it? Did I say don't watch the movie?
Yeah.
I apologize. I shouldn't have said that.
Also, it is my firm opinion, and I truly believe this, every film merits 3 viewings.
Every film?
Every film.
You know what? I would agree with
There's
that.
one for watching it the first time, having that experience. There's a second time to analyze it. And then there's a third time to reanalyze it. So you say like, oh, I see something new every time. Well, when you analyze it, you see a lot of things new. Then you come back to it at a later date after you've lived more life, and you watch it again, and you reanalyze it, and you'll have a new look at it.
Hell yeah.
Fair enough.
I will not be watching this movie 3 times, but I completely agree with your statement.
I've seen this movie about 8 times.
Alright.
Oh, I agree.
Well,
I'm not going to watch this. Oh, is it
Thank
over?
you guys for coming on to the podcast. We've had a great time. And theme song.
They haunt, ghost in the dark, spirit when they talk. I can feel it from the far. 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 Did some mother say a prayer for me? Heavily medicated all through the week. Delusions of love, they be haunting me. Haunting me. Did some mother say a prayer for me? Heavily medicated all through the week. Delusions of love, they be haunting me. Spirits when they talk. Stare at your TV. Zone out. Don't think about your problems. Hold yourself down. Hold yourself down. Anime is my god. I ain't gotta chill with the thought. It been getting me off track. All I wanna do is rap. I've been feeling like I'm different. Trying to commence with the vision. They've been trying to collect pension. I'm like, get the fuck out of here before I put you in detention. No escape, no escape. All these motherfuckers so fake, so fake. Let me demonstrate. Let me demonstrate. Just as long as it got a melody, anime is my god. Zone out, stare at the TV, don't think about the stops. Yeah, I've been feeling like I can't get it out. I've been feeling like they don't want me around. So paranoid OCD. So paranoid OCD. Everybody out to get me. Yeah, come on motherfucker, get a piece. Yeah, anime's my god. Chillin' with the thought. Blank out at the TV. I be chillin' with it, chillin' with it, chillin' with it, trying to kill it, but I gotta chill in it. Yeah, gotta feel the feeling to get past the feeling. I hate the feeling when I gotta make it feel like it feel when it don't feel. And if you don't wanna feel, you know what I feel. Yeah, I've been trying to keep it real. Every motherfucker so fake, I can tell it on the face. You ain't even got to speak. Everything really bothers me. I've been anxious, OCD, paranoid. Everybody trying to take me out. They want to physically, mentally, spiritually harm me. Need to talk to my therapist, psychiatrist. I'm obsessed with sex, cash, need my face. Advertise what you got, one huge fault. When it touches me, this some mother say a prayer for me. Heavily medicated all through the week. Delusions of love, they be haunting me. Haunting me. This some mother say a prayer for me.